CJ Flyer back with another YouTube video. So we are towards the end of the NBA 2K24 cycle here. We got NBA 2K25 news that's been coming out recently, and the new game is going to release in 1 month from tomorrow. I'm recording this on August 5th. This video will probably be up either August 6th or August 7th. I'm going to try to get it up as soon as possible, but yeah, NBA 2K24 reaching the end of its active life, and we are going to make the most out of it. I do have a couple more tutorial videos up my sleeve that may be useful to some of you that are casual players that don't buy the game every year, but otherwise, you know, I haven't really made a whole lot of LeBron Era videos for rebuilds for NBA 2K24, so I figured, you know what, let's go in here, let's have some fun, and let's do some rebuilds. So we're going to do the Charlotte Bobcats to start off here, and I'm not using any custom rosters for this. We're just going to keep it simple. Obviously, you know, I've talked about this in a video I uploaded almost a year ago now. Like the Sacramento Kings, for example, they don't have Francisco Garcia. The Golden State Warriors, they don't have David Lee, obviously a key piece of that team. So it kind of affects, you know, rewriting history a little bit because we're missing some of the key players. However, most of the stars are going to be here, and after we get through the first couple seasons, I think things will be okay. Now, I do not have experience with how the salary cap goes over the next few years, the hard cap. I don't know if it progresses in the way it's supposed to progress or if 2K messed up. We'll figure out as we go along. But yeah, we're rebuilding the Charlotte Bobcats here. They got G-Force, Gerald Wallace, we got Steven Jackson, who's, you know, towards the end of his career. And of course, we also got a younger Boris Diaw. We got DJ Augustine, historically a great role player in 2K. Sean Livingston, who ends up on the Golden State Warriors, wins the championships with them. We got Kwame Brown, Gerald Henderson, Tyrese Thomas. I think we're missing a couple guys in here, but anyways, yeah, that is like the main guys on this team, Nazim Muhammad and Tyrese Thomas. So yeah, I think a few of these guys, these guys are definitely auto-generated. I do not recognize their names at all. But that's okay. We're going to go through this and we're going to go through basically the present day and see if we can win at least one championship with the Charlotte Bobcats. Of course, let me know in the comments what other teams you would like to see before the release of NBA 2K25. There are rumors that there's going to be a new My NBA Era. So, of course, once we get to NBA 2K25, we'll be exploring rebuilds and series with those that are that new era, I should say. Okay, looking at the future draft picks, looks like for the next couple years, Charlotte keeps their picks. Now, what I'm thinking about doing here to give us the best odds of some great players, because obviously, in the upcoming draft, I'm sure you guys are aware of someone named Kyrie Irving. I know I am, especially as a Mavs fan, so he's going to be in that draft. Kawhi Leonard's going to be in that draft. Klay Thompson, another Dallas Maverick, is going to be in that draft. It's going to be a pretty solid draft that we definitely want to have like a top 3, top 4 pick in. So what I'm thinking is, let's go into the trade finder here. First off, we're going to make ourselves as awful as possible. If we can get some more draft picks, that would be outstanding. What can we get from some of these other teams? To be honest, I'm not too fond of some of those deals. I think what I'm going to do here, let's go, do they have the power rankings put together? I wonder if they do. And this is the right order for the power rankings, I think. Putting the Miami Heat at number 1, that makes sense to me. Of course, the Bobcats. Wow, we're not even at the bottom. Where are we? 13. Are you kidding me? Yeah, we definitely need to get rid of some of our top guys here. I don't know what 2K is going to do in the simulation, but I actually want to tank in the first year. I just want to take advantage, tank. Let's see, the Nets, the Kings, the Pistons. I'm surprised the Grizzlies are this low on the list. They were a playoff team in 2011, I believe. And same with the Pacers. Pacers are pretty decent too. So, well, I guess this is the first year they have Paul George, right? Yeah, Paul George is a rookie. The Kings make sense. The Kings with DeMarcus Cousins is their rookie. The Nets are not very good. The Pistons are, you know, a lot of their core. They have a lot of players from their 2004 championship core. Let's go over there and take a look at them. Yeah, they're not going to be that good. So, just looking at 2K ratings, I would say getting the Pistons first round pick and perhaps oh yeah, that's right, the Cavs, because the Cavs got the first round pick in real life. So let's see if there's anything in the trade finder we can pick up for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Unprotected first round pick. They want our pick. Ooh, hold up. They just want, what, really? They just want 2 second-round picks and DJ Augustine. Now, I would love to keep DJ Augustine, but it is what it is. That's a great deal. Are you kidding me? You don't have to give up a first-round pick to get their first-round pick? That's insane. And we don't have to give up any of our top players either. The rest of these, it's just pick swaps. Oh, this one too. We'd have to give up Steven Jackson. I kind of want to hold on to Steven Jackson, Gerald Wallace, if we can like trade them later maybe. Let's do this trade. Let's do it. All right, there we go. So now we have the Cavs first round pick and our first round pick. We don't have our second round pick anymore. That's okay. And then I'm willing to trade that 2012 first round pick. There's not a lot of guys in the 2012 draft I'm super excited about. So once again, let's go ahead, trade finder. This time, let's go to the Kings. Why not? The Kings? Or no, maybe I was saying earlier the Pistons. Let's see if we can get the Pistons first round pick unprotected without giving up. Yeah, didn't think so. Maybe we can make something work here. Maybe we can make something work. Let's go ahead. Hold up. Let me go back to Trade Finder here. Let's go over to the Pistons again. And let's see if we can snag that pick. We're going to go ahead and, again, like I said, we'll go into the Trade Finder. And no, get rid of that. We're going to go ahead, add their first round pick in, unprotected. They value it at 2.5 stars. Could we just trade Sean Livingston for, I'll take T-Mac. Oh, he's worth 2.5 stars. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. We'll take anyone. Who do you have here? A bunch of auto-generated players. These guys did not exist. I'm telling you. J.R. Aldridge, not a real player. Look, can we just do that straight up? It's illegal. Add the trade exception. Do I make this trade? They have a counter offer. Look, I'm not doing a pick swap. I wish there was a way to say no to like you know how you can do like draft or trade protections or sorry, making people on your untradeable list. Wish we could do that for draft picks, but we can't. Okay, we're gonna try this trade now. They better not do the pick swap thing. And ooh, I like this. I like Gerald Henderson, but look, we're just going all in on the tank. Sean Livingston, Gerald Henderson, and 2 second-round picks for Ben Wallace, Nikola Allen, who's not a real player, and the 2011 first-round pick. I say, does this make them that much better? That's the only unfortunate part. 76, 78 overall? I don't think so. I say let's go for it. We've done that trade now. And like I was saying earlier, the Kings first-round pick would be very valuable as well. I'm sure. Oh goodness, they don't even have an offer in the trade finder. The problem though is with them having who do they have? They have Tyreek Evans and they have DeMarcus Cousins. I'm afraid that if I'm trading them Gerald Wallace or Steven Jackson, that kind of fills out their team pretty well. But I don't know. It's not like they're going to be that good. And then there's also the Wizards. The Wizards aren't that great either. So let's see if there's anything in the trade finder for the Wizards first round pick first before we make any assumptions. And pick swap, pick swap, pick swap, pick swap, pick swap. All right, well, we obviously don't want to do pick swaps here. So let's just get the ball rolling. Let's remove that. Oh, wait, was that a 2013 first-round pick swap? Hold up. No, never mind. I think I read it wrong because I'm not seeing it now. I don't know. I think this is pretty fair. I'll give him Gerald Wallace for a 2011 first-round pick and Kirk Heinrich. That's definitely not fair at all. Yeah, they don't want to do that trade. Fair enough. Okay, we're taking a different approach. We're just going to put Gerald Wallace into the trade finder and see. Let's just see. It's a top 3 protected pick. I don't really care. I don't care at all. That's another player that's missing. Al Jefferson, definitely a key piece of that Utah Jazz team, but he's towards the end of his prime, so I guess that's okay as well. Can we get anything? Even like a young player would be okay. 2013 first round pick from the Magic. I guess in real life by 2013 the Magic are no longer that good. But that's mostly because Dwight Howard left the Magic. So I don't know. 2012 from the Mavs. 2012 from the Nuggets. You know, Carmelo's still with the Nuggets, and there's a good chance that he stays with the Nuggets, so I can't really bank on that. Now, a 2015 first from the Timberwolves and Michael Beasley. Michael Beasley, he's a young player, and where's his contract? He's still got that team option for next year, and okay, that's another thing that's messed up on these rosters is default rosters. I hope they fix this for my NBA for next year, and if they don't, that's going to be very disappointing. But he's got bird years, and they have bird years set at 0 right now. It's a bit odd, bit disappointing. So, anyways, I think we do this trade. I don't know. They say the 2015 first rounder is not worth much, but to be honest, I feel like that's got to be worth a decent bit because it's the Timberwolves, and I don't think they'll be that good. So we're gonna do this trade. This might be an overpay, but we're gonna do that because we want to tank. Now we're going to go ahead and trade Steven Jackson, see what pops up for him in the trade finder. We got a 25-year-old Luol Deng with 4 years on his contract. Yeah, no one's offering any first-round picks for Steven Jackson, at least not unprotected first-round picks. So, I don't know. Not really that excited, but I guess what's the rule if it ends up being protected in that year's draft? It'll convey the next year. Ooh, a Clippers pick. Now, the Clippers are not very good right now. They don't have Chris Paul in 2010, 2011. They have Blake Griffin. They have DeAndre Jordan. But that Clippers pick, ooh, that might be something. Look, again, we're tanking. Let's do it. I should have tried to add a second-round pick to it maybe, but it is what it is. Okay, so our team is garbage, which is exactly what I wanted. We have no point guards. Oh my goodness, not a single point guard on this team. There is no way this is not the worst team in the league. And again, I don't even recognize most of the players on the bottom half of this roster here because some of these guys, like Mike Bridges, this is not Michael Bridges, and this guy's not real. He's not real. If we go over to the career stats, actually, some of these guys, yeah, you can see the career stats. And then you see this guy, years pro too, but he's got no stats. He's not a real player. Same with this guy. Same with, this guy. He's 30 years old, 7 years pro, no stats. At least I'm pretty sure they're not real. They're just like filler for the roster. So anyways, okay. Here's what we'll do next. Coaching, I really don't care. Again, like we're trying to tank anyways. Who's the coach right now? It is Larry Brown. Oh boy, he's going to be on the hot seat quick, and it's not his fault at all. But otherwise, we are good with staffing. We're going to go ahead and simulate this first season. Again, the draft picks that we have. Going into the 2011 draft, we got the Cavs first round pick, the Pistons first round pick, and our own first round pick, which should be worth something decent. Oh, and before I forget, one more thing. Contract extensions. Is anyone going to be eligible? Anyone that we care about anyways? I don't think we care if we keep any of these guys or not. We can just sign guys for vet bins in the offseason for all I care. I thought I was just going to simulate this whole season without stopping, but we got this trade offer here, and I mean, I see it as free draft picks, personally. We're being offered Dallas's 2013 first round top 3 protected pick and this guy for Kwame Brown. And you know what? Even though Kwame Brown is very much known as a tank commander, we're going to accept this offer. We want more draft picks. We're being greedy here. So that now gives us, what is that? At least one pick in the first round, at least one first round pick in the 2013 draft. It's top 3 protected. I think, again, the way that it works is it'll convey to the next year. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how 2K does it. I'm really just not sure how 2K handles it, especially with the eras. Oh my goodness, and just when I thought we were going to keep going, we got another trade offer, ladies and gentlemen, from the Oklahoma City Thunder, who, of course, are a good team. What is this auto-generated name? Russell. What, really? Do we not have some kind of code in the game that prevents auto-generated players from having the same first and last name 2K? Come on. All right, so we're being offered Russell and the 2013 first round from OKC for Ben Wallace. And again, we're just taking every draft pick. We're going Sam Presti on this right now. Illegal trade, need to add an exception. That's fine with me. Now, what I do need to see is I need to make sure the settings are set right. We should not have. Okay, good. All the restrictions are on. So basically, what happened was we reached a certain point where Ben Wallace is now eligible to be traded again. So we went ahead and did that. And now we're just sitting on more draft picks. Do I want to do this to the Phoenix Suns? I don't know why they're offering this trade. Are the Suns like bad? What's their record? Hold up. Let's take a look at that. Recent games. Hold on. Loss. Oh my goodness. Oh my. Oh, they are not doing so hot. Man. I want more than a second round pick then. Could y'all give me your first round pick maybe? Oh my goodness, it's worth 3.5 stars. No, let's turn this down for the moment. Actually, we're almost halfway through the season. We can check and see where different teams are in the standings. So again, we have the Cavs, Pistons, and Bobcats draft picks. So Cavs are actually pretty decent, but Pistons and Bobcats, they are towards the bottom. Wizards, that's the pick we couldn't end up getting. And then, yeah, the Suns are the second worst team in the NBA, worst team in the Western Conference. I wonder if there is a trade available for that Suns first round pick. If they want us to take Steve Nash off their hands, I am all for it. What do we got here? A pick swap. Is it all going to be pick swap trade offers? Because I'm not with it if that's what you're trying to offer me. Okay, let's see if they bite on it. I doubt it, but let's see. They have a counter offer. No. We're not doing pick swaps. No, sir. All right, let's add this back. Let's get rid of... Oh, wait, hold on. We can add those players back. I didn't realize their star ratings. Oh, Leon Powell. He wants out of Charlotte. Fair enough. I wouldn't want to stick around for this either. Let's see if that will work. No, they want to... Oh, no pick swap. Oh, they just want 2 first-round picks now. Oh, no, it is a pick swap and another first-round pick. And I don't want Robin Lopez. No, sir. Okay, 7.5 stars for 7.5 stars. Let's make it work. Come on. No. Stop doing this pick swap thing, please. Okay, now we're doing the 2013 Dallas protected pick and the 2012 Clippers protected pick. And they still are insisting on this pick swap. Ugh. Okay, we're trying this now. Let's see if we can make it work. Nope, they don't like it. All right, let's switch this pick with a different pick. Is this one more valuable? No, it's pretty much worth the same. Let's see if we can do that. Would that work? They have agreed. Perfect. Okay, so we had to give up quite a few picks, but now we have the Cavs, the Pistons, the Bobcats, and the Suns first-round picks in 2011, and then we don't have another draft pick until 2013. We had to give up our own in 2012, which I think is totally fine because we should be half decent in 2012. Okay, we're near the contract extension deadline. We just passed the trade deadline. Boris Diaw willing to re-sign. We got Nazr Mohammed willing to re-sign. And we got this guy who I don't want to keep him. So we're not going to keep him. And then refusing to re-sign is Nick Collison. That's okay. You can go back to the Thunder. So we'll go ahead and we're going to be cheap. We're going to try to reduce the amount of cash we're offering Boris Diaw. 2-year contract. He's accepted. Perfect. Nazr Mohammed, 1-year minimum. Sounds about right to me. I actually might bump that up maybe. Hold up. Yeah, there we go. Will he take a 3-year minimum extension? And perfect. He's accepted that. And then last but not least, yeah, we're not re-signing him. Okay, so that's it. We're done with contract extensions there. Steve Nash is going to finish out his career with Charlotte, it seems like. I assume he's going to retire after the season. Obviously, in real life, he ended up playing for the Los Angeles Lakers. I don't think that's actually going to happen in 2K, but we'll see. Okay, so Derrick Rose does not win MVP. Instead, it's going to be LeBron. Blake Griffin gets Rookie of the Year with some absolutely insane numbers. I don't even think he was that good in 2010, 2011, but there you go. Monty Ginobili, 6th Man of the Year. No one's surprised by that. Dwight Howard, Defensive Player of the Year. Serge Ibaka, Most Improved. And then the Heat are the #1 team in the East, and the Thunder the #1 team in the West. Do we have anyone? I don't even know why I'm asking that question. No, of course, we don't have anyone that would be on the All-NBA teams, or at least I assume not. That would be pretty insane. No, and I don't think there's any former Charlotte Bobcats there either. All-defensive team, also not looking that great. And then I don't think we had any rookies. So there you go. Now, again, just to recap, looking at the standings, we have the Cavs first round pick. They, missed the playoffs, so they'll be a lottery pick. Pistons also a lottery pick, but man, I was kind of hoping for a better positioning there. We have the worst record in the Eastern Conference, and the Suns ended up moving up to have the third worst record. We gave up quite a few picks to get that one, and I should have gotten the Timberwolves pick. I knew I should have gone for it. Didn't go for it. It is what it is. So we at least have somewhat of a chance to get the number 1 pick. Let's go ahead and simulate these playoffs here. And yeah, there you go. OKC and Miami cruising on through. Ooh, the Bulls. The Chicago Bulls with Derrick Rose winning Finals MVP, averaging 42 points per game. Ooh, man. The Bulls beat the Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals in 7 games. Can we see that box score? Oh my goodness. They won Game 7 by 3 points. And Derrick Rose had 40 in that game with 8 assists, 2 steals, 3 blocks. Man, Derrick Rose on a tear. He's upset he did not get that MVP in the regular season. And it looks like Steve Nash did not actually retire. Grant Hill did, though. And we'll be moving on to the next season. Shaq is entering the Hall of Fame, to no one's surprise. And then historic changes. We got the... What is this? We have the new luxury tax. We got the Wizards rebrand, and we got the New York Knicks rebrand. So we'll go ahead and advance there. And then, yeah, of course, league rule changes. Okay, we got through all that now. Draft lottery, that's what we care about the most. We have the second best odds of getting the number 1 pick. And as you can see, we got 4 picks in the lottery here. Let's go ahead and see. Oh my goodness, we didn't even get the second pick. We got the 3rd, we got the 4th. We got the 10th, and we got the 13th. So I'm going to see if we could possibly trade up. Now, who had the first pick? We got... Okay, hold up. I didn't look closely enough. Timberwolves, of course. Timberwolves got the first pick, so we'll go ahead and see if we can get that from them. I highly doubt it, but yeah, no offers found. Not really surprised, but we are going to try to make it work anyways. Okay, so right off the bat, we're just going to offer the 10th and 13th pick for the first pick, and yeah, they're not liking that at all. Heck, I'll even throw Steve Nash in there. Why not? Make it work. Oh my goodness, come on. We'll even give them back their 2015 first round pick. We are trying so hard to just throw everything at them just to make this work. I don't think it's going to happen, though. They want something of higher value. Boris Diaw's on the table. Oh, my goodness, and that's what made it happen. We gave them a lot to get that first pick, but here we are. We got the first pick, the 3rd pick, and the 4th pick. I don't know if I can move up to the 2nd pick from the 4th. Who's got that 2nd pick anyhow? It's the Wizards. Okay. We're going to try to make that work next. And of course, all their offers are either a player in the 3rd pick or the 1st pick. Okay, we're going to see if we can make this work. We just re-signed Nazi Muhammad to 3 years on a minimum, and we got our 4th pick. See if we can get that working for the 2nd pick. Yeah, I didn't think so. This is going to take a whole lot more, and I'm just going to start throwing players at them, seeing if we can get this to work. I'm going to try to avoid giving them any kind of draft picks, but see, the problem is we can't trade Michael Beasley because we have to extend him still. Oh my goodness, adding that 1 player worked. Okay, there you have it. So now we have, let's go ahead into the future draft picks. We got the 1st pick, the 2nd pick, and the 3rd pick. We got all top 3 picks. And then as far as our roster goes, we got Michael Beasley, and then... Well, we will have Michael Beasley. Nick Collison is not coming back, that's for sure. And then we have a bunch of fake players. We got Russell on this team still. I don't think we're bringing him back. Or maybe we have to bring him back for the memes. I don't know. Okay, NBA Draft Combine. Who made the most moving NBA threes? It was Markieff Morris, followed by Klay Thompson. Standing NBA threes, it was Klay Thompson, tied with Bojan Bogdanovic. That's not going to really surprise anyone. Donovan Joseph, a fake player, ended up getting 3rd. So we'll be on the lookout for him if we want to trade for a 2nd round pick. I don't think we're going to do that. But anyways, pre-draft workouts. Let's get into that now. Of course, we want to offer the top players. Kawhi, Kyrie, and Jimmy Butler. Those are probably the 3. Actually, sorry. Clay. We're probably going to go for Clay. You know what? I probably did not need to trade to get the top 3 picks if I wanted Clay over Jimmy Butler, but let's just see how they do in this combine. We'll get Kemba in there as well. And once again with the 3-pointers, Clay at the top, followed by Kyrie. Same with the standing 3-pointers. So maybe we'll have to trade down in the draft. Let's see how this goes. Let's just see. First things first, of course, we're going to be taking Kyrie. No doubt about... Ooh, actually, Kawhi is projected as the number 1 pick. And he is the top-rated player. All right, we'll take Kawhi. It doesn't really matter. We're taking Kawhi. Then we're going to take Kyrie. We have offers for the 2nd pick, which include Andre Iguodala. Not really that interested. The Milwaukee Bucks are offering something for us there. Look, I'm not interested in most of these trades. Okay, taking Kyrie with the number 2 pick. And now, like I said, we're going to be trying to find any offers for this number 3 pick, Andre Iguodala again. The problem is I don't know how far we can fall back in this draft and still guarantee ourselves Klay Thompson. That's where I'm a little bit concerned. Now, let's also look at what we have as far as this roster. So Kyrie will for sure be the point guard. We'll have Michael Beasley at the 4 and Kawhi at the 3. So we need a 2 and a 5. I haven't really looked at who the upcoming free agents are, and we don't have a draft pick in 2012. We have to wait until 2013, and it's the Thunder first-round pick, which means it's probably not going to be that good. So we got to rely on trading and free agency, and at this point, primarily free agency. So really, we gotta lock down either Jonas or we gotta lock down Clay here. And like I know Clay is projected to go later, but honestly, I'm kind of just leaning towards Clay because I'm influenced by the fact that Clay obviously had a better career. Now then again, it could also go for Jimmy Butler. I just think as far as team fit goes, Clay makes more sense knowing what Clay becomes. It's just kind of difficult because I also feel like Jimmy Butler is going to end up being like a 90-something overall, whereas Clay won't be. Difficult. This might be a hot take to some of you guys, but we're going to go ahead and take Klay Thompson with the 3rd pick. He's rocking that headband, looking pretty nice. And then that is it. We don't really need... Oh my goodness, Marcus Morris went 4th. When's Jimmy Butler getting picked? We got to see this. And the Kings are trading the 5th pick to... that looks like... It should be the Rockets, I think, right? That have Louis Scola and Chuck Hayes. And the Rockets take Chandler Parsons. Where's Jimmy Butler going to fall? Jonas Valanciunas. Oh my goodness. How far is he going to fall? Kemba is going 7th, 8th. There you go. The Bucks get Jimmy Butler at number 8. Tristan Thompson going to the Warriors at number 9. That's going to look really weird. We got a auto-generated player going to the Timberwolves at number 10. Another auto-generated player going. Nikola Vucevic. Okay, we're going to skip to the end here. So Bismack Biyombo goes 15th. Reggie Jackson going to the Timberwolves at 16. Where's Isaiah Thomas? Markieff Morris going to the Magic. We got Bojan Bogdanovic going all the way to 23rd. There's Isaiah Thomas going to the Hawks. Interesting pickup there. Okay, time to sign our guys. Kawhi, Kyrie, and Clay. And then we're going to get Michael Beasley back on board. And then let's see. Oh, Carmelo Anthony declined his player option. Do we have enough cap space to get him? I feel like we should. The only dilemma we might have is I do not know what kind of contract Steve Nash has if we have... No, we don't have Steve Nash. Steve Nash is off this team. Oh, we should have cap space. Oh, man. Oh, this is going to get juicy real quick. All right, finances, salary cap breakdown. Yeah, we got room. We should have enough room for sure, I would think. No qualifying offers. We do need to extend... We need to extend Michael Beasley. Let me not forget that. But first things first, we're going straight for Carmelo. No hesitation. What kind of offers is he getting? He is getting 4 years, $78 million with a player option. All right, we can do better than that, right? How high can we go? That's as high as we can go. Then we'll offer it. Why not? We'll go ahead and offer that contract and hope for the best. The other option. We do need a center, like I've mentioned before. Some players that I think could fit. Why is Al Horford listed as a power forward? He's more of a center historically. I guess recently with the Celtics, he's more of a power forward type role, but he's really a center. Joakim Noah, yeah, that would be a good pickup. Obviously, Marc Gasol, he's also pretty young. That would be a solid pickup as well. Let's just go ahead and offer, honestly, either one of these guys. Personally, knowing what their careers became, I like Marc Gasol better. And also knowing that he develops a three-point shot. So let's go ahead and offer Marc Gasol. What kind of offer is he getting already? He's a restricted free agent, so he hasn't actually gotten an offer yet. So we still have time to give him an offer later. I would prefer to give him an offer over Joakim, even though the ratings, don't quite match up. Obviously, Joakim has a higher rating. I just prefer Marc Gasol for the fit on this team. And it looks like Carmelo is going to accept another offer, which I kind of expected. He's going back to Denver, so we're really rewriting history at this point. And then there we go. Now Marc Gasol is starting to get offers. Let's see what kind of offers those are. Oh, he's not getting good offers at all. Oh, we got a great shot at getting him. Okay, and then also Mike Conley. We don't need Mike Conley. Let's just go ahead and how low can we go on this? We could probably go pretty low, right? And we can just monitor the offers. We don't have to give him the most outstanding offer at all. And we could go 4 years too, because we know that salary cap is going to go up quite a bit. Would he bite on this? Maybe? Well, that's easily the best offer that he's getting. And Marc Gasol's going to agree. Let's go. All right. Perfect. So now we got Marc Gasol on board. Our starting lineup, I mean, that's basically what we got. We got a starting lineup. So we're going to have Kyrie, Klay, Kawhi, Michael Beasley, and Marc Gasol, and then we have absolutely zero bench. So we're going to have a bunch of rookies starting. That's going to be fun. Whoa, wait a minute. Whoa, hold up. Oh, the Grizzlies. That's right, because Marc Gasol was a restricted free agent. So I should have gone higher, actually, but yeah, the Grizzlies matched, so we actually lost out on him. I can't believe I forgot he's a restricted free agent. Can't believe that. All right, so now we're kind of stuck with Greg Oden, I guess. That's kind of disappointing. What a letdown, really. Okay. Yeah, I'm not too excited about our future now. Greg Oden, 23 years old. Perhaps we can rewrite history with him. What kind of offers is he getting? He's getting a 3-year, $25 million offer from the Trailblazers. Do we think he's going to turn things around? Let's go ahead and offer him this contract. How does it compare? It is more money, so hopefully he accepts. And then we also need to offer Michael Beasley that contract extension. What kind of bird years do we have for him right now? I forget. I think he was the one I showed earlier. Yeah, he's only got 1 bird year, which doesn't make any sense. But we'll give him a 2-year extension. And we're just going to kind of, I don't know if cheat the system's the right word, but could we go that low? Okay, good. He's accepted. We were able to go that low. Also, like Jamal Crawford is, a spark off the bench, if you will. So we're going to offer him a 3-year deal, which should be the best offer that he is getting right now. And let's see. Okay, Greg Oden has accepted. Jamal Crawford, oh my goodness. I guess he didn't want more money. I don't blame him. The Grizzlies have a more established team right now, so fair enough. So again, our starting lineup's going to be Kyrie, Klay, Kawhi, Michael Beasley, and Greg Oden, and we need a bench. Unless, of course, one of those 80 overall players, like if we get a point guard or something, maybe Kyrie comes off the bench, rookie Kyrie. It would make sense to me, but right now we have no 80 overall type guys available. We have a lot of good support type players, role players here. Now we're gonna sign some of these guys. I'm thinking to 1-year deals as opposed to long-term deals if we can, just because I want to have the cap space going into next summer as well to try to sign some other big name. So let's see if we can sign someone like Peja Stojakovic for a low contract. And then we absolutely need a second point guard on this team. There's obviously the, NBA journeyman Ish Smith. At this point, he hasn't become the journeyman yet. He's only 23 years old. And if we look at his career, he's only played 1 season so far, and that's with Houston. And then obviously the 3-point assassin who played for the San Antonio Spurs. We got Patty Mills. Would love to have him. What is this? Oh, you used all your offers. All right, let's get through that day. And then, okay, perfect. We'll go ahead and offer Patty Mills a contract as well. Okay, Peja Stojakovic is the first to sign. Let's keep proceeding forward. Tracy McGrady, we offered him a 1-year deal. Shane Pattier, a 1-year deal. Steve Novak, a 1-year deal. And Brian Cardinal, a 1-year deal. So we've gotten all those guys locked down. Patty Mills has signed with Golden State, so we need to find someone else to be a backup point guard. And there are a few options available. Carlos Arroyo, he played for the Miami Heat. Earl Watson, he's a veteran presence. He could help Kyrie out. Royal Ivy, Sebastian Telfair, Jeremy Lin. I do like this Earl Watson option, just to kind of mentor Kyrie. And Earl Watson signs with the Utah Jazz. Okay, great. We're near the end of free agency. We desperately need a point guard to kind of help things out here. Anyone with badges would be great. It looks like we might end up going with Jeremy Lin. I was hoping for a veteran presence. Okay, Jeremy Lin has agreed to a contract. And then we got Eddie Curry because we need a backup center. And honestly, there was a lot of G League guys with higher rating, but I just wanted a name that I recognized. Eddie Curry, he actually played for, I think, the New York Knicks. New York Knicks, and before that, he was with the Chicago Bulls. He is an NBA veteran, and look at those rebound numbers. Why is he hanging around, in free agency? We can get him, 9 boards off the bench. That's pretty solid, so we'll definitely take him. And now looking at the player progression, again, our team's not going to be that great. Our draft pick's probably going to be worth quite a bit, which is unfortunate, but there you go. So T-Mac has dropped an overall, Shane Battier and Peja Stojakovic dropping an overall. It's going to be a rough season, but since we'll have enough cap space going into the offseason next year in free agency, I think we could pick up someone solid. So here's the starting lineup. We're actually going to have Michael Beasley coming off the bench, or at least that's what the coach is planning to do. The coach being Larry Brown, of course, maybe we need a new coach. Offense defensive rating is F. I don't like that. Let's go ahead and see what kind of coaches are available. Ironically, our shot doctor that's already employed is probably our best option for upgrading him, promoting him to the head coaching position, which is pretty sad because look at that. He's 0 out of 5 for Larry Brown on just about every stat there. That is really sad. I guess we'll see how Larry Brown does, and if things don't go well, then we'll just fire him and promote Jacob Underwood to the head coach. Let's do it that way. Christmas time is in the air, and you know what that means. We have a record of 9-18. We're firing the coach. Merry Christmas, you're going home. Sorry, that was a bit cruel. Let's go ahead and fire him. All right, and coaching, there we go. We are going to promote Jacob Underwood unless there are better options. View candidates. No, Underwood's by far. Ooh, Mike D'Antoni's available. Ooh, I kind of like that. I don't know why his rating is so low. I mean, come on, it's Mike D'Antoni. How is his rating so low? His offensive coaching is very high. Hold on. But he's got no badges? Really? Are we sure about that? Okay, Trevor Elliott, Corey Craig, Owen Taylor. I don't recognize any of these other guys. None of them. How in the world? How does Mike D'Antoni not have any badges? That seems ridiculous to me. We're going to go ahead and fire Larry Brown. Hold on, what badges does he have? Coaching legend. Players are more willing to sign with your team due to the coach's prestige. I don't know. Free agency kind of proved they weren't. We lost Patty Mills. We were offering him more. We lost Jamal Crawford. We were offering him more money than the Grizzlies. So I don't know what that's all about. Okay, we're going to fire Larry Brown. We are going to promote, is it edit staff or no. Okay, we'll just go ahead. We're going to promote Jacob Underwood for now. Oh gosh, 4 years. I don't know about that. Can we sign Mike D'Antoni for 1 year? Can we just see how it goes? Let's just see how it goes. He's accepted the offer. Okay. We're bringing Mike D'Antoni on for the rest of the season. We'll see how it goes. I know people love to, in real life, to sign coaches to like 5-year contracts. We're just going to sign him on for 1 year and see how things play out. We hired Mike D'Antoni back. I just want to make this comment here. Ooh, this might be a good pick. Can I stop the simulation real quick? So we hired Mike D'Antoni. We won 4 games in a row. Lost to the Spurs. That's acceptable. But here we are, January 1st. We got a pretty good-looking offer. Tracy McGrady and a 2016 second-round pick for the Jazz's 2016 first-round unprotected. Look, we signed T-Mac to a one-year deal. We're letting him go at the end of the season. I kind of like this deal. I don't know who this guy is or why he's got $10 million for 1 year. But look, this is like trading a second-round pick for a first-round pick. I'm taking this every single time. Oh, but the player mentorship. We do have T-Mac mentoring Kyrie right now. I think we still got to do it. We still got to do it, right? I mean, Kyrie will be fine. He'll be okay, I think, right? We'll go ahead. We're going to do this trade. Derrick Rose finally gets his MVP in 2012. We got Nikola Vucevic, who's on the Jazz, getting Rookie of the Year. Luis Scola, 6th Man of the Year. Serge Ibaka, Defensive Player. Rodney Stuckey, Most Improved. How old is he now? He's got to be like 30 in this. The Thunder get the first seed in the West once again. And how did our rookies do? Because, obviously we didn't get, we didn't get the Rookie of the Year, but that's also because we had 3 rookies on the team. So Kyrie, who's out with a torn left calf muscle, he ends up on the All-Rookie First Team. Kawhi's on the All-Rookie First Team. Jimmy Butler, who we passed on, is on the All-Rookie First Team for the Bucks. And then Klay is on the All-Rookie Second Team. So we didn't make the playoffs, but, we weren't going to turn things around really anyways, let's be honest. I was just happy to not be last. We don't have our draft pick this year, so I don't want it to be one of the best picks available. And I can accept where we ended up finishing, 29-53. A couple more wins, we could have been the 11th seed in the East. So I'm okay with that. It is what it is. Again, we don't have any draft picks going into this year. If we go ahead and look at the stats, our leading scorer was rookie Kyrie with 19 points per game, 5 assists, and a steal. Kawhi Leonard had 17 points per game. Michael Beasley 15. Klay with 14 points per game. And look at that three-point percentage, 40% from 3. Same with Kyrie. I'm loving that. And then, of course, we got Greg Oden, who is upset at the current situation. Sorry, Greg Oden. That is what it is. The reason being, I think, is because he wants to play for a winner. It's extremely important to him. But he's on for another couple years, so we're keeping him around for the time being unless we find a trade opportunity. And then, of course, we got all these guys in one-year deals, some of them happy, some of them not. So they're all going to be gone anyways. Don't really care what they think too much. As long as our main guys, our young core, is enjoying their time here and they are progressing, that is what matters the most at the moment. Will the Bulls go back-to-back, or will LeBron and the Heat make... Oh, my goodness. Oh, rewriting history again. Russell Westbrook is the Finals MVP. The Thunder sweep the Heat in the 2012 Finals. Man, the big 3 in Miami just not working out. They finally make an NBA Finals appearance, and they get swept. And the Warriors making it early to the NBA Western Conference Finals. They haven't really done much with their team. They got Mo Monroe, whoever that is, the 12th pick in the second round, auto-generated player. They got Andre Karolinko. They got Tristan Thompson. They got Nick Collison. Their team's really not that deep. It's just Steph Curry is exploding. He's already a 90 overall now. And they got Monte Ellis still. So rewriting history here. But they're not able to get past the Thunder, and the Thunder win the Finals. And here we go. This is the year that the Bobcats are doing some team branding updates here. Is this the year we become the Charlotte Hornets? Yes, is it? I think, because you see the light blue. Yes, Charlotte Hornets. I think that's it. It's still showing the Bobcats logo, but I'm pretty sure this is the year that things change. Okay, so this staff signing is going to be important because we do not have a head coach. And once again, we just need someone that is like decent. Oh my goodness, Mike Smith from the San Antonio Spurs. Do you want to be a head coach? Because my goodness, you would be a great option for a head coach. I will throw all the money at you. I don't care. We'll put this to the max. Okay, there we go. We're just going to go $10 million per year. He appreciates the offer. I'm sure you do. And we also need a scout. Okay, we'll pass on the scout for now. Blocked. The Spurs blocked it. Shoot. Okay, we couldn't get a real head coach, so we're bringing in a post-defensive coach who, he doesn't have much potential, but he's got some badges. He's a little bit charismatic, and he's got some good quality coaching. It's better than nothing. There weren't really a lot of good options. Skipping past the draft, actually, I do want to see who got picked. Anthony Davis is going to the Cavs, Bradley Beal to the Suns, and then we got Draymond Green to the Raptors, Terrence Ross to the Rockets, and then I don't know who these guys are. Dion Waiters to the Milwaukee Bucks. Dang, Damian Lillard fell to 9. Maybe we should have tried to snag a draft pick. That's insane. Can't believe some of those guys fell. Jay Crowder is a lottery pick. So is Harrison Barnes. So is Austin Rivers. any good players falling back? Jared Sullinger down to the 24th pick. Evan Fournier to the 25th. How about in round 2? Any low-key pickups late in the draft? I'm not seeing any. Oh, is that Drew Holiday? Oh, Justin Holiday. Okay, not really. So the only team or player option we have here is Dwight Tolbert, who again, I think he's a fake player, so we're not going to extend him. And then we can see who's available now. Chris Paul will be available. Dwight Howard will be available. Dwight is who I really want us to go for here. Darren Williams, not really too excited about that. Obviously, in real life, Dwight Howard starts to decline a bit at this point, or he's just not as relevant. Obviously, he's still a good player. If we look at how he did in the 2K simulation here in the last couple years, take a look at those career stats, and I mean, he's still getting good numbers. And he fits on this team pretty well, so we could definitely use him. I also forgot, there's a lot of point guards available in this free agency. My goodness, we got Derrick Rose also available. What kind of offers is he getting? I think he's going to go back to the Bulls probably. Chris Paul so far not getting any offers. Now Dwight Howard, what is he getting? The Magic offering him a 3-year, $55 million contract, and the Lakers are not able to offer him much of anything, I guess. So we're just going to throw all the money at him, go for a 4-year deal, see if he'll bite on that. Oh, but the Magic are offering him a player option. Maybe we want to change our tactics here. Oh, we can't give him a new offer. Uh-oh. All right, Kevin Love is another guy that would fit pretty nicely with this team. He's not getting any good offers yet. And, ooh, Dwight Howard agrees. Okay. There we go. That is perfect. We got to renounce the rights of just about everyone else that we're letting go on this roster. That is a huge get for us. A huge get. So now we got Kawhi, we got Kyrie, we got Dwight Howard, we got Michael Beasley, and Greg Oden is, I mean, he might be happy now that we're going to be a winning basketball team, but we'll see. 4 years of Dwight Howard, that's going to be pretty nice. And of course, we can't forget about Klay Thompson as well. We have a very young roster. We need to add some veteran presences now on this team. And speaking of a veteran presence to mentor some of the young guys, Andre Miller, that would be a good backup point guard for sure. DJ Augustine, we could bring him back. Oh, and did I forget to mention Antoine Jamison? We could also bring him on board. So that's going to be a pretty nice fit. He'll fit in right in at the 4. As a veteran presence to help mentor Kawhi and Michael Beasley. Andre Miller also accepting that backup point guard role to Kyrie. Peja Stojakovic we tried to bring on for a 1-year minimum deal. He's signed with Golden State. Shane Battier making his return. And then adding a couple 3-point threats that are veterans that also have some badges so that we can help progress Klay Thompson a little bit more. And for the 12th player on the roster, Eddie House. Of both the Boston Celtics and the Miami Heat in real life. We'll go ahead and add him. Let's go over to the player progression. Let's see what we got going here. Dwight is, as I kind of expected, he's going to regress a bit, but that's okay because he is still exactly what we need. Kawhi's up to an 86. Oh my goodness, look at the leaps that Kawhi, Kyrie, and Klay are making. Kyrie's an 84 now. Klay is an 82. Michael Beasley is still hanging around an 80. Greg Oden up to an 80, and then of course our veteran presence type players have regressed a bit, which is kind of to be expected, but as long as they can still help mentor the young guys, that is all I really care about right now. Now, as far as contract extensions go, Michael Beasley is the only player eligible, and he is willing to re-sign, and we're actually going to do just that once I confirm his stats. He did average 27 points per game for the Charlotte Hornets in 2011. I totally forgot to look at the stats for our team in 2011, but since there was no one else on the roster, he was the one leading the way. And last year, with a more well-rounded roster, ended up getting 15 points per game in 28 minutes per game. So not too shabby. We'll go ahead and re-sign him for a couple more years. And then as far as everyone else on the roster goes, it's all just vet mins. So I think that's totally fine. We'll go ahead and we'll reduce that salary just a little bit, just because I'm just selfish like that. We'll go ahead and sign him on. So the starting lineup, it's going to be Kyrie at the 1, Klay Thompson at the 2. Kyrie has now changed his number to number 13. Again, I'm a little confused because I thought we updated the branding for the team. I see the Charlotte Hornets logo in the background, but we're still the Bobcats for some reason. Klay Thompson at the 2, he's number 11 still. Kawhi, he is number 2 at the 3. We got Antoine Jamison at the 4, and we got Dwight Howard at the 5 with Greg Oden, Michael Beasley, Andre Miller, and Shane Battier coming off the bench. And then we got some no-names along with Eddie House. So I just confirmed the Bobcats did in fact become the Hornets in the 2013-2014 season. So it must be a glitch on 2K's part that we're seeing in the background of the roster here, the little Hornets logo waving. So I think it's just an upgrade to the court. So I'm not going to worry about it yet, but if it doesn't manually update by the time we get to the 2013-2014 season, I will be making that change. And I know the other teams have changed because the Wizards logo and colors and everything updated after the 2010-2011 season. So not really sure what's going on. Russell Westbrook is going to get the MVP in the 2012-2013 season. Anthony Davis, Rookie of the Year, to no one's surprise. Jeremy Lin, who we ended up letting go, he signed with the New Orleans Hornets. Funny, he goes from the Charlotte Bobcats to New Orleans Hornets. He gets 6th Man of the Year. DeAndre Jordan, Defensive Player of the Year. He's averaging a double-double now. Kemba's on the Raptors. The Thunder get the 1 seed in the West. However, we'll see in a second how the Bobcats did, because let's just say we finally got a winning season. It's been a long time coming. 3rd season here in the rebuild, 2012-2013. Dwight gets All-NBA second team. We do not have any other All-NBA participants, but take a look at that. The 1 seed in the East, the Charlotte Bobcats. Take a look at the standings here. 62 wins on the season. The Celtics are the 2nd seed. They currently still have Rondo. They got Paul Pierce. Ray Allen retired. They got Kevin Love now at the 4. They got Kevin Garnett at the 5. They got Tobias Harris off the bench. Just an insane roster. They got Kirk Heinrich. They got James Jones. Marcus Camby, a veteran presence. Oh my goodness. Yeah, the Celtics are stacked. And then the Thunder had 69 wins on the season. Let's look at their roster. They, instead of trading James Harden to the Rockets, they've kept him, of course. So they got the big 3 of Westbrook, Harden, and Durant. They got Jeff Green, Serge Ibaka, Tabo. I mean, they basically have the same roster. They added Steven Jackson to their roster, I believe, from that trade that we did with them previously a couple seasons ago for their draft pick. They got Mario Chalmers now off the bench, and otherwise it's pretty much the same roster because, again, they kept their big 3. So they're looking to go back-to-back here, and it looks like we may be the only ones in their way to stop them. Let's go ahead, though, before we get started on the simulation, let's look at the stats for your Charlotte Bobcats. We got none other than Kyrie leading the way in scoring with 24 points per game. He's getting 7.5 assists as well. And Kawhi, he's out for the season with a torn ACL. The injuries are already starting. He averaged 20 points per us. Klay Thompson, nearly 20 points. Michael Beasley, 15. Dwight Howard, no longer scoring a whole lot. But, hey, he's doing exactly what we need him to do. He doesn't need to be the leading scorer. He just needs to rebound and provide that interior defense. Antoine Jamison, the veteran, I hope he sticks around after this season. And then before I forget, I just want to look at the three-point percentage real quick. Klay Thompson, 47% from 3. Kyrie, 45% from 3. Kawhi. We have all the Ks. Kyrie, Klay, and Kawhi. Kawhi getting 41% from 3. Absolutely outstanding, especially on the 3-point attempts per game. I'm loving that. Going up against the Detroit Pistons in round 1, they added Aaron Aflalo to their roster. Ben Wallace is no longer there. Richard Hamilton is coming off the bench. It is the start of a new age for the Detroit Pistons as we get things started, winning the first game at home and then losing one on the road. How in the world did we lose that one? Losing it by 15. What is going on here? I know we're missing Kawhi, but we should still be able to dominate this team. Charlie Villanueva with 40. Are you kidding me? I don't think he ever sniffed that many points or close to it in real life. My goodness. Okay. We ended up winning game 3. Oh my goodness. No way. Don't tease me like this. Let this not go. This is going to a game 7. Are you serious? In what world? Who is this? Mitch Ball, not even a real player. Mitch Ball, first round, 15th pick. Who are you? What's going on? All right, we're gonna sim with Simcast. See if we can get this W here at home. We're not on the road. It's a close game in the second half. Oh my gosh, no way. Are we really gonna lose this thing? You've got to be kidding me. I'm not stepping in. I'm not stepping in for this. No way. How? Rodney Stuckey? Are you kidding? 33 points? Oh my goodness. Okay, well, we will chalk that up to Kawhi not playing, even though in no world would that make sense. There you have it. So we end up losing in 7 in the first round as the 1 seed. Absolutely embarrassing. Instead of the We Believe Warriors, now we got the We Believe Detroit Pistons, I guess. No one's getting in the way of the Oklahoma City. No, what? The Bulls won. Unbelievable. Derrick Rose, once again, 2 championships for him. Finals MVP. Okay. Andre Miller wants to retire. Morris Peterson wants to retire. Shane Battier wants to retire. I mean, I don't blame him. That was embarrassing. I do want Andre Miller to come back for another year, so we're going to force him to come back for one more season. This is the season that the New Orleans Hornets are going to change to the New Orleans Pelicans. And then we got the Phoenix Suns updating their branding. I wish this was the season we changed from the Bobcats to the Hornets because, to be quite honest with you, we need a rebrand after that embarrassment. Okay, draft lottery. I thought we had a pick in this year's draft, but oh, you know what? It's the Thunder pick. Yeah, we got the 29th pick in the draft. That's not worth anything. Actually, there might be someone. So 29th pick. Let's go ahead and just look at the draft board here. Who's all the way back at 29? We got Seth Curry towards the back there. We got Cody Zeller. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. That would be a solid pickup. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope off the bench would be pretty nice. Daniel Tice. I like that. Kelly Olynyk. Oh, but hold on. Okay, Caldwell-Pope could fall anywhere from 25 to 34, it looks like, is the projection. Kelly Olynyk would be okay. Anyone else? Reggie Bullock. I mean, he's a three-point presence, I suppose. Outside of that, not a whole lot of guys falling that far, but we're going to go ahead and invite some other players. Nerlens Noel off the bench would be pretty solid. Okay, time to see who comes our way. With the very first pick, the Atlanta Hawks are... Oh, they're trading it. They're trading it. Okay. So, okay. Oh, they traded for the pick. Who in the world is this? Ken McDaniels. I don't know who that is. Giannis is taken by the Bucks in the second pick. How fitting is that? It's going to be Giannis and Jimmy Butler on the same team. That's insane. Victor Oladipo to the Magic. That's also how it happened in real life. Otto Porter is going 4th to the New Orleans Pelicans. Michael Carter-Williams is nowhere to be seen yet. There's another trade here, and okay, there he goes. Michael Carter-Williams to the Grizzlies. We're going to go ahead and skip forward to our pick, but it looks like we might have a decent player possibly available. Okay, we got Daniel Tice available. Who else? Who else is there? Robert Covington. He's solid. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. I'm feeling pretty good about that. Robert Covington too, though. Man, he's got a lot of badges. Covington might be the move. Yeah, let's do it. Let's take Robert Covington. I think that's the move here. Pretty solid pick this late in the draft. And then we will go ahead and simulate to... Oh, Kelly Olynyk to the Bulls. Okay, that's it. That's the only pick we have in this draft. And there you have it. So, Rudy Gobert, he went to the Raptors at 9. CJ McCollum to the Grizzlies at 11. Some interesting picks here. Okay, and of course we got all of our team options for our big 3 from 2011, Kyrie, Klay, and Kawhi. And then this roster is mostly filled out at this point. Unfortunately, Steph Curry is not going to be available to us. Blake Griffin, James Harden, those guys, we'd love to go for them, but we really just don't have the cap space at all. We do have the mid-level exception, it looks like, so we should get some kind of a guard if we go ahead and look at our roster. Point guard's still looking pretty nice. This will be the last year Andre Miller is around. We need a backup shooting guard. We have our 2 small forwards. We have a couple power forwards. We got a couple centers. Really, we just need some veterans and a backup shooting guard. So we should use the mid-level exception on a shooting guard. Aaron Aflalo is available. So is Corey Maggette, who fills in both the veteran presence and a backup shooting guard. Anthony Morrow was a beast in 2K back in the day. We also got, Kyle Korver available. That's pretty nice. Aaron Aflalo is on that Detroit team that beat us, so maybe that'll help us get over the hump. I don't know. Kyle Korver, he's been with Chicago still this whole time, and I mean, Aaron Aflalo's stats are nice. Korver's the better shooter, but Aaron Aflalo, I believe, is usually considered the better defender, so... I'm leaning towards Aaron Aflalo just for the funny narrative of the fact that he beat us. So now let's bring him in to help beat Detroit. We're also bringing in James Jones, and then I just offered a contract to Quentin Richardson, and he's going to accept that as well. And that should fill out our roster. So there we go. Dwight, at least he's plateaued now. He's not regressing yet anymore, so he's sticking around at 93 for the time being. Kyrie moves up to an 88, Klay up to an 85, Kawhi up to an 89. Michael Beasley, we might look to trade him soon. He's just hanging around an 80 overall. And, last couple seasons, 15 points per game. Part of that, though, was because of Kawhi's injury. And how long is Kawhi out with a torn ACL, man? That is rough. Greg Oden hanging around at an 80. And then, of course, our veterans are starting to regress a bit. Antoine Jamison probably going to be losing that starting role. I guess we'll see. Quite the turnaround for Greg Oden here as far as his morale. He is now pumped. He's willing to re-sign with this team at an 80 overall, and we're going to reduce the money just a little bit because I'm just being a cheap GM. For $6 million per year, he's accepted. Perfect. And with it being the 2013-2014 season, we have our draft pick back once again. It's probably not worth much, and the only other future first-round pick that's looking any bit exciting is potentially that 2016 Jazz pick. I don't remember who's on that Jazz team right now. Who did they pick? They have, oh my goodness, Chris Paul paired with Gordon Hayward, paired with Brook Lopez, they have a stacked starting lineup. They have way too many centers and power forwards, but putting that aside, they're stacked. They're very stacked, and they got Chris Paul locked in for the next few years. Oh boy, okay, well, we'll see how that goes. Their draft pick is not looking that great right now, though, but I guess we're still a few years out. That would be towards the end of Chris Paul's contract, so it's possible that it could be worth something in a few years. We'll just have to see. So Antoine Jamison will still be in the starting lineup. It's Kyrie, Klay, and oh yeah, that's right, Kawhi's injured. For how much longer is he injured? Day to day with the sore left knee, so he is just about ready to come back. Hopefully that will be the end of his injury woes, but for some reason I doubt it. Based on how things have gone in real life, I'm assuming he's programmed to be a little weak in the knees. We got Kyrie, Klay, Michael Beasley, but Kawhi will be coming in soon for him. Antoine Jamison, Dwight Howard, and then off the bench, it's Greg Oden, Aaron Aflalo, Quentin Richardson, and Andre Miller. And then, of course, we have James Jones and Robert Covington on this team. Robert Covington being a rookie, but man, he's got a lot of badges. He is going to be a huge help for us in the rotation in the coming years. All right, another great regular season for the Charlotte Bobcats. Russell Westbrook gets the MVP here for the Oklahoma City Thunder. We got Giannis, Rookie of the Year. I'm not sure that really surprises anyone. Definitely doesn't surprise me. Jeremy Lin, Sixth Man of the Year. We let him go, and now his career is just flying upwards. Dwight Howard, Defensive Player of the Year, 2 blocks and a steal per game. Pretty incredible stuff there. Dame is the most improved on the Minnesota Timberwolves. They did not make the mistake of getting a Johnny Flynn or a Ricky Rubio this time around. They got someone that works a little bit better for them in their system. Scott Brooks, Coach of the Year, is the Thunder once again, of course, to no one's surprise, getting the first seed in the West. Do we have any Charlotte Bobcats in the All-NBA? Yes, we do. We got Dwight Howard on the All-NBA second team once again. And, Kyrie, All-NBA third team. That is what I like to see. It's really weird that Carmelo Anthony is still on the Nuggets, but he is just rocking out there. And we'll proceed forward. As you can see, we're the 1 seed once again. Like I said, another great season. 57 wins, tied with the Bulls as far as win-loss goes. Bobcats win the tiebreaker, and that gives the Bobcats the 1 seed. I'm hoping that this time around we can actually win a series, as we're going up against the Milwaukee Bucks, who of course have Giannis, the Rookie of the Year. They still have Brandon Jennings. They still got Jimmy Butler. They got Jared Dudley. Larry Sanders still hanging around. I think this was the year that he retires in real life. Rodney Stuckey. They got this generated player that does not exist in real life, but he was drafted 13th in the 2011 draft. He's now an 81 overall. Jamal Nash. You got Reggie Jackson, Deion Waiters, Mike Dunleavy off the bench. Kirk Heinrich. He's now 33 years old. Ronnie Turioff, Deshaun Stevens. Man, they got a deep bench. That makes me a little bit nervous. We'll see how this goes. Meanwhile, our team, of course, we got to go ahead and check out those stats. And none other than Kyrie, once again, leading in points per game, 24 points per game, almost 2 steals per game, too. And those assist numbers, very nice. Kawhi Leonard not injured this time around. He gets 23 points per game. Klay Thompson was 16. Michael Beasley with 13, 14, whatever. Dwight Howard with 13. And then let's go ahead, of course, look at that three-point percentage. Oh, man, I just love looking at this every single time. 40+% from 3 from the Kyrie, Kawhi, and Clay. And then, of course, Quentin Richardson. Great bench presence, 47% from 3. Yeah, this is what we like to see here. We got some really good bench players, some good veterans on this team. Aaron Aflalo, of course. And, yeah, here we go. Let's hope for the best. And winning game 1, can we win both games on? Okay, there we go. Better start than last year. Can we get the sweep? And no, we can't. I probably just jinxed it. But there we go. We won in 5. Going on to play against the Indiana Pacers. Man, the Miami Heat in this rebuild. The big 3 of Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, and Chris Bosh is just not getting it done. I'm not sure if it's because they can't afford a better bench. I mean, because they really can't. They don't have a great team here. But man, this is LeBron's legacy is going down the toilet. He's still got 0 rings at this point, as we're going up against a Pacers team that has Ty Lawson at the point. They still got Paul George. They got Danny Granger. They got this Mike Bridges guy that we had. He's now an 83 overall. I don't know who this guy is, but they got this guy, Mike Bridges. They got Roy Hibbert still. They got Jose Calderon, Tyler Hansbrough. Shout out to Tyler Hansbrough. Man, they got a young Steven Adams off the bench. That's pretty insane. So they got a pretty solid squad. We'll go ahead and get things started here. And let's see if, okay, can we win the first 2 games at home? That's all I need to see. First 2 games at home, because if we can maintain the consistency in the home games, we're going to be able to win the series as the 1 seed. Moving on to the conference finals against, oh man, the defending champion Chicago Bulls. They still got Derrick Rose, still got Luol Deng and Carlos Boozer and Joakim Noah. They got James Johnson on that team, Taj Gibson. Oh man. Oh, and they got T-Mac off the bench. Of course, they also drafted Kelly Olynyk. Doesn't look like he's getting a lot of playing time. And there you go. And then they got this guy from Purdue. I know this guy's auto-generated. There was never a Purdue player named Lawrence Knox. All right, here we go. Simulating these games, Bulls win game 1. And again, both teams had the same record in the regular season. So even though it shows the Bobcats as the higher seed, to be honest with you, it's not really, oh my gosh, so far the away teams won every game. This is playing out just like the Nuggets and the Timberwolves in the 2024 playoffs, and the Bobcats have been eliminated. It's going to be a rematch of the Thunder and the Bulls, and this time the Thunder get the upper edge and win the finals. For the playoffs, Kyrie once again the leading scorer on the team, and Kawhi. This is probably why we didn't win. Yeah, so what, 14 games played, so let's think about that, because both the first 2 rounds went to 5 games each. So Kawhi got hurt 4 games into this series, which is right around the time we were trying to make a comeback. Oh boy, Kawhi, just like real life. Maybe we need to trade him. Honestly, this is looking pretty sad. He still progresses, but man, it's not looking good. Klay Thompson with 16, Michael Beasley with 14, Dwight Howard just doing his double-double thing as always with his 2 blocks and 1 steal. And this time, Antoine Jameson trying to retire. I kind of want to force him to play, man. He's kind of an important piece to us. The last couple years, obviously his percentages aren't the best. I mean, he's 38 years old. I guess we should let him go. Andre Miller, we can't really revert that anymore. So we'll let him go, and that'll be that. Oh my goodness, did I see Manu down there? Manu Ginobili's retiring as well. Hedo Turkoglu's retiring. Some of these guys retiring a bit earlier than they did in real life. Vince Carter's sticking with the Magic this whole way through, and now he's retiring. Who else? I mean, T-Mac on the Bulls. He tried to get one last ring, didn't work. Or he hasn't had a single ring. My bad, because yeah, he hasn't had a single ring, I don't think. Or unless he won one in Chicago in 2013, maybe. Steve Nash retiring without a ring, same as real life, 40 years old, and so there you have it. And now this is the year where Charlotte gets the full-on rebrand, being changed from the Bobcats to the Hornets, and you know what? It's honestly pretty fitting that this is the season in which we change that, because I think this is potentially the season that we could get into the finals. Fingers crossed. All right, we got the 28th pick in the upcoming draft. Nothing too glamorous there, I would say. And then as far as future draft picks, we've talked about this before. It's that one Jazz pick. So this is the year in which Jokic is available. Now, of course, Jokic in real life, he played for a couple years before he actually became a more dominant player. This is also the same draft that Joel Embiid is available. And in real life, what happened was Andrew Wiggins was drafted by the Cleveland Cavaliers and then traded to the Minnesota Timberwolves for Kevin Love to form that trio of LeBron, Kyrie, and Kevin Love, which I don't think the Cavs are anywhere close to doing that right now. They got Anthony Davis in this rebuild here. So let's go down because we're drafting pretty late here. It looks like there's some decent players available, possibly could be available late in the first round. So we're going to be looking out for some of these guys. The Hornets trainer has uncovered an injury concern with Yusuf Nurkic in his hip. Well, that sounds just about right to me. Okay, we're going to sim straight to our pick at the 28th pick, and who do we got available? Not a lot of good names. Oh, there is Jeremy Grant. Jeremy Grant is someone that, I mean, we know he progresses later, or at least that's the assumption, and he honestly doesn't. He'd kind of fit. He'd kind of fit on this roster, so I would be okay with that. There's Spencer Dinwiddie. There's Joe Harris. Yeah, there's actually some decent names here. And Giannis's brother. Who else? Is there anyone else hiding back here? AJ Hammond. AJ Hammonds. This is from Wyoming. It's not Purdue AJ Hammonds. That is fake AJ Hammonds. Okay, we are going to go ahead and take, where is he? Jeremy Grant. Somewhere. There he is. We're going to take Jeremy Grant. So Jokic was taken number 1 by the Nuggets. Oh my goodness. So Jokic is going to get paired with Carmelo. Joel Embiid goes to the Magic. Aaron Gordon to the Mavs. Andrew Wiggins to the Knicks. Man, that Nuggets team, that's pretty funny. And now Jokic is going to be number 35 instead of number 15 since Carmelo's there wearing the number 15. And then this is, I believe, the last year of the team option for Kawhi, Kyrie, and Klay. So at this point, we kind of have to sign them to, or if we want to do the extensions, we have to do them now, I think. Unfortunately, they're not going to let us do that, I think, until free agency. Obviously, we're not keeping any of those guys. And then I think now we should be able, yes, contract extensions. We'll resign. And Michael Beasley will resign, but we might have to trade him? I don't know. Okay, we're going to extend Kyrie and Klay first since Kawhi keeps getting injured. I'm a little bit hesitant. We might look to trade him. All right, we've extended Klay and Kyrie. Let's see if we have enough money. I guess we do. I'm gonna lower it. I keep lowering the amount of a salary I'm offering these guys just in case. I don't really know what the limitations are at this point. I don't want to lower it too much though in case they don't accept. Could we make this extension 5 years? No, we cannot. All right, let's go ahead, lower the dollar amount just a little bit here just to make sure we're under the hard cap, whatever that is. And okay, he is accepted. Michael Beasley, interesting character here. His points per game has progressively gone down. His 3-point percentage is not looking too hot. Honestly, we might look to trade him. We might be looking to trade him here. Okay, so we signed some more familiar names, as you might have seen. We got Anthony Morrow, who was a really good player in 2K, in previous 2Ks, that is, as a kind of someone off the bench that can shoot the 3. And if you look at some of the recent seasons, my goodness, 48% from 3, 45% from 3, 50% from 3. Yeah, we'll take that off the bench. We got AK-47, a.k.a. Andre Karolinko. Now, he has not been shooting that great. However, he is a great defender. He'll be a good mentor and a veteran for this team. Matt Bonner, of course, known for his 3-point abilities in San Antonio with the Spurs. Still got Robert Covington. We brought Quentin Richardson back for a year. We got Kirk Heinrich. And then, of course, we drafted Jeremy Grant. So a lot of well-known names on this roster now. I tried looking for some trades for Michael Beasley as well as actually Dwight Howard just to see what's on there. We'll look one more time because now that we are past free agency, it's possible that more offers pop up. And I'm not really a fan. I mean, you know, Jimmy Butler, I guess, but then we don't have a good center. Like Greg Oden would be our starting center. So that's not really ideal. Michael Beasley, is there any good offers for him? I'm not seeing a whole lot yet. Maybe there's like a younger guy that we'd be interested in. Yeah, I'm not really seeing it. So we're going to keep Michael Beasley around. I'm not really, I don't know. I don't really feel excited about the idea of extending him again. but maybe to keep the teammate chemistry alive, we kind of have to. I'm just not super excited. I mean, how much is he willing to resign for? Okay, actually much less than before. We can knock this number down a little bit too, perhaps. I don't know how low we can go. Let's just go with that. And he's accepted. Okay, so we'll keep him around, I guess. I mean, he's not bad per se. It's not like in real life where he completely fell off, but nothing to write home about. And obviously, Kyrie and Kawhi and Dwight have all, or sorry, let me show you the player progression. Kawhi, Kyrie, and Klay all boosted up again. We now have 3 90-plus overall players on this team with no championship to show for it. So this needs to be the year that we get things done and hopefully make it to the finals with the rebrand. This, of course, was the season in real life where the Warriors took off and Curry won the MVP and the Warriors won their first championship in the 21st century. If we go ahead and get to the rotations here, we currently still have a very similar starting lineup. This time, though, we got Andre Kirilenko starting at the power forward instead of Antoine Jamison, since Antoine Jamison has retired. Michael Beasley still coming off the bench, and we've got the Mr. Beast sponsorship, which don't know if y'all have been paying attention to YouTube drama. There's a lot of controversy around that name, so not sure if that's going to be a stain on the Charlotte Hornets' reputation or not. Also, it's kind of funny that they've already put the the Mr. Beast sponsorship on the jerseys before Mr. Beast was Mr. Beast. That's actually pretty funny. Paul George winning his first ever MVP award, so Steph Curry is not going to be getting it like he did in real life. Jokic getting Rookie of the Year, and I'm telling you, this is not the way Jokic's career played out in real life, so it looks kind of goofy to me. Aaron Gordon, 6th Man of the Year as a rookie, or maybe he's a second-year player. I can't remember now. Tyrese Thomas, Defensive Player of the Year. Dwight Howard no longer getting those honors. Man, Tyrese Thomas is killing it. Look at him. 3 blocks per game. Michael Hart, Fake Player, Most Improved. Charles Walker, Coach of the Year for the Bulls, getting 67 wins. And there we are at 65 wins, second in the conference in the East. So you already see where we ended up finishing. Yeah, it's looking much like the West in real life around this time, where it was the Warriors and the Spurs towards the top of the conference, both getting upper 50s and 60s in the win column. Kyrie and Kawhi Leonard getting All-NBA third team. Dwight Howard is no longer getting the All-NBA recognition. And then as far as the defensive team, where's Dwight? Did he get injured? Oh, there he is. All defensive second team. There's Dwight Howard. And then do we have anyone on the all-rookie teams? No, Jeremy Grant did not make the all-rookie team. So we are now, for the first time in the past 3 years, we are the 2nd seed in the East now instead of the 1st seed. And you know what? Maybe as underdogs, we can get things done against the Bulls, that is. So yeah, looking at this again, man, the 3rd best team in the East. Oh, wow. Oh, what in the world? Do divisions actually matter? This was not... Hold on. Did I accidentally accept something in the league rules? Because pretty sure it was never like this. But since Boston won their division, I guess they get the 3 seed over the Pacers and the Bucks and the Cavs. I don't know about that. That's kind of weird. The Thunder get the 1 seed in the West again. And where are the Warriors? They didn't even make the playoffs. Man, that is insane. The Jazz are still kind of good, although they finished it. Man, the West is weak. We're really rewriting history. The East is the strong conference. The West is weak. My goodness. What in the world? Kyrie, the leading scorer with 27 points per game. Kawhi with 26 and Klay with 21. Michael Beasley still doing his thing in that 13 to 15 point range per game. Dwight Howard still being relevant, although he's regressed down to, looks like a 91. Is he injured or he's just regressing? Is he upset about something? He's aggravated. What are you aggravated about? I don't even know, because the teammate chemistry is up. He's getting his minutes. Not really sure what's aggravating him. I always hate the uncertainty about this. I can never really tell like why a player is upset sometimes. I feel aggro about things around here. I feel like all the effort I put on the defensive end was noticed by making the all-defensive team each day is looking better than the last. Okay, that sounds like positive things, not negative things. I'm of the opinion that testing your value in free agency is just good business sense. That's why I plan to do. Oh, you know what? Maybe it's because we didn't extend him. I'm not really sure. I plan to extend him in the offseason, though, so Yeah, not really sure what he's upset about. But yeah, rest of the team looking pretty excited about things, so that's always good. And before I forget, I always like looking at that three-point percentage. Let's see what we got. Oh man, Klay Thompson shot 47% from 3 on the season with nearly 7 3 attempts per game. My goodness, that is insane. Did Quinn Richardson do what he did before? He didn't play as many minutes, but he didn't miss. Wait, really? Wait, he didn't miss a 3 all season. But I don't think he took that many either. This is per game, 0.2 per game. So what is that overall? Yeah, he took, that's the per 36. Can I even get over there? Hold on, I was just on it. He only shot 1 per game, or 1 for the season. So he made his only 3-point attempt. Good for him. Let's go ahead and get things started with this first round matchup against the Washington Wizards, who I believe, yeah, they still got John Wall, Nick Young. They added Danny Granger, who's now 31 years old. They got Andre Drummond, who should be pretty young as well. Yeah, he's 21. A lot of similar players here. They got Zach LaVine. They got Gilbert Arenas back in the building. I'm surprised they still got him hanging around. And there we go. Charlotte up 2-0 to start the series. It's looking like a possible sweep, and there you go. Round 2 matchup versus the Celtics. They're still a great team, but they're not looking as dominant as they once were when we were matched up against them. I think that was like 2 or 3 years ago. They drafted Yusuf Nurkic. I'm not sure why. We uncovered that hip injury concern, but I guess they felt it was worth the risk. Depending on where they ended up getting him. And so far in this series, it is a battle as we are tied 2-2 going into Game 5, up 3-2. And we're going to win this 1 in 6. And the Pacers are giving the Bulls a run for their money there over in the Eastern Conference semifinals. But the Bulls end up coming up on top. Let's go ahead and look at that box score real quick. And man, the Bulls, yeah, they just took care of business there. So here we go, a rematch in the Eastern Conference Finals yet again. Can we finally get things done? Got 1 win on the road, so that's pretty nice. But now we're down 3-1, and those Bulls, man. This is the what-if scenario. What if Derrick Rose never had that, I wouldn't say career-ending injury, but career-altering for sure. He's just a dominant force. Where's the Miami Heat? Where did LeBron James go? We didn't even pay attention to that. We should have checked that. Hold up. Where's LeBron James? What team does he play for? He's still on Miami. Wait a minute. Where's Dwayne Wade? Hold up. Wade's still on the Heat. Where's Chris Bosh? Bosh is still on the Heat. The Heat missed the playoffs with those 3? I mean, look, I understand 2014, 2015. I mean, that's when Wade started to fall off a little bit. Bosh had the blood clotting issue. But none of that happened in this 2K sim. That's pretty odd. All right, so moving forward, and the Trailblazers. Brandon Roy winning Finals MVP. We really are rewriting history. Who else is on that Blazers team? They got Nick Batum. They got LaMarcus Aldridge, Wesley Matthews. The only player they're missing is yours truly and Greg Oden, who's he's on this team. He's with us. Sorry, Greg Oden. Tim Duncan looking to retire earlier than he did in real life. Same, I believe, with Kevin Garnett. That does seem a little bit early. Got some other familiar names. Former Charlotte Bobcats Steven Jackson here, also looking to retire. Gilbert Arenas is going to be walking out. So, and then there's our former coach, Larry Brown, who became the coach of the Clippers. Typical Clippers move, I suppose. Lots of rebranding in this offseason. My goodness, a lot of different teams switching out logos and whatnot. Okay, there we go. Division winners will no longer automatically get the top 3 playoff seeds in the conference, so that's being reversed. I guess I missed that rule when that happened back then. And of course, we are going to be the 28th pick once again, as we were, a Final Four participant, if you will. And oh my goodness, look, Corey Craig, no offense, but I'm looking at the coaching candidates. Obviously, he's got a ton of offers, but Greg Popovich is available. Now that Tim Duncan has retired, I'm going to fire you. I'm going to fire you for now. We're going to just throw all the money. Hold on, let me just make sure there's no other position we need to hire for. There is not. All right, we're throwing all the money we got at Greg Popovich. And he rejected, of course. And to that, we'll apologize to Corey Gregg, and we'll offer him a new contract. And he's going to come right on back as the head coach. We fired him just to rehire him. So this is the draft with Karl-Anthony Towns, Kristaps Porzingis. Ooh, why is TJ McConnell projected to be a top 3 pick? Are you kidding me? No way. All right, let's go on down. Anyone later in this draft available? Bobby Portis would not be a bad fit. Royce O'Neal, Montrezl Harrell. Who else? There's some good players down here. We got Larry Nance Jr. We got anyone else? Oh, Norman Powell. Yes, Norman Powell would be great if he's available. Terry Rozier, Tyus Jones, Kelly Oubre. Yeah, there's a lot of good role players available in this draft. So Porzingis goes #1 overall to the Minnesota Timberwolves, and now we are going to sim to our pick. And who is available? Stanley Johnson, Larry Nance Jr., Tyus Jones, Terry Rozier, Norman Powell. Okay, so we got a point guard already. We got a small forward. We got our star shooting guard, and there wasn't a lot of crazy bigs available. Larry Nance Jr. would be pretty nice. Anyone else? All right, I'm going to go ahead. Actually, we're going to take Kevon Looney. I kind of like that pick. He's a bit undersized, but I think he'd work well with this team. I'm not sure how much longer we're going to keep Greg Oden on the roster. And then just looking at the sim here, so Karl Anthony Towns went second. The Nuggets just continue to get better. They got D'Angelo Russell now. I kind of want to see this Nuggets roster, man. TJ McConnell went top 10. That is insane. Who's on the Nuggets? Because they're really good. Carmelo, Jokic. They still got Nene. They got Jamal Crawford. They got Jordan Crawford. This team is stacked with good role players. They got Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, man. My goodness. Okay, team player options. Robert Covington. There you go. We'll go ahead and accept his team option. Anthony Davis is not going to be available, but Carmelo declining his player option. He is now 31 years old at an 89 overall. Who else we got? We got some other solid names available. Now, of course, we have to talk about the fact that Dwight Howard's not happy right now. I think he wants to be either extended or traded. So, hold on. We'll go through this, and then I think now we can do extensions. So, let's see. Oh, brother. Dwight Howard refusing to re-sign with the Charlotte Hornets. You've got to be kidding me. I don't know what you're upset about, but I doubt there's any good offers at the moment. Ooh, DeAndre Jordan? We can do that? I mean, look, he's no Dwight Howard, but, I mean, look, we didn't need Dwight for the scoring anyways. And this is, if you remember, I mean, this is at the point when, this was like Houston Rockets Dwight Howard era. What else we got here as far as offers go? Tyson Chandler and Aaron Gordon. Man, Aaron Gordon's going to become a pretty good player, right? This is after his first season, and the Mavs kept Tyson Chandler. That's pretty cool. We could get Jokic. I mean, look, we know Jokic. What would the Nuggets really do this? Are the Nuggets really that dumb? Would they really? I mean, I don't know, but I mean, can we really pass this up? Let's look at those stats again from his rookie season: 16 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists per game with a steal and a block. Look, I've been trying to get Michael Beasley off this roster recently too. So look, hold on, let's look at his contract again. Yeah, because we extended him. Oh, this is I mean, like on paper initially doesn't look so hot, and I'm not too excited about Cody Zeller, who's already balding at 22 years old. But we get Jokic, who's we know is going to become a stud. The only other trade that looks pretty solid is this Aaron Gordon Tyson Chandler one, which short-term fit is probably better. Long-term, man, just imagine this roster that we're about to create here. I think we got to go ahead and do it, and perhaps we ask for another draft pick on top of this because we can. Look, they're trying to get Carmelo back because he declined his player options, and they're already declining that trade because they say Jokic is someone they value. Well, I don't know. You're not valuing him a whole lot if you're willing to do this. Look at this. We're not interested in the trade. Gotta love the trade finder. Always coming up with some good stuff that when you try to do it manually, the other team's not accepting it. Who is Dante Green? Is this the same Dante Green that was on the Kings? Really? No way. Dante Green never gets this good in real life. That's insane. Look at what happens when you rewrite history. Dante Green, 27 years old, now he's averaging 25 points per game. That's insane. All right, so we're doing it, right? We're going for it. We're doing the Jokic trade. Goodbye, Michael Beasley. It's been nice. It's been fun. But look, Kawhi is the new king in town. And now we got Jokic on the up and coming here. Hold on. Do we need to extend Jokic? It doesn't look like they've extended him yet. Hold on. No, okay, he's still got his team option. And then Greg Oden is willing to re-sign. Aaron Aflalo is willing to re-sign. So we'll go ahead and extend both of them. So right now it looks like Carmelo's going to be going back to the Nuggets. I guess they did not like the pairing of Carmelo and Jokic because, they both want to be the guy in Denver, I suppose. I don't know. We're just making up storylines here. At this point, we have a couple of holes to fill, so we need a backup point guard. I'd like to bring Kirk Heinrich back if possible. We could also use a backup small forward now that Michael Beasley's been traded. Okay, so Kyrie is actually now the highest rated player on this team at a 92 overall. Kawhi's a 91, Klay an 87, Jokic up to an 83 at 20 years old. Greg Oden is starting to regress a bit right after we extended him, of course. Aaron Aflalo is a 78. Cody Zeller, I forgot he's even on this team, so we might look to trade either Cody Zeller or Greg Oden now. Maybe I shouldn't have extended Greg Oden. What was I thinking? We just signed Boobie Gibson. That is his nickname, Daniel Gibson, to a one-year vet minimum contract. Look at that three-point shooting. He was a beast in Cleveland. Look at that three-point shooting then in the 2010 season, 47% from three. He's outstanding in 2K as well. We got Robert Covington still, Jeremy Grant still. They're progressing a little bit. And then we also drafted Kevon Looney, as we talked about. And then we signed Matt Barnes as a veteran presence vet min deal. So the starting lineup, Kyrie at the 1, Klay at the 2, Kawhi at the 3, Andrei Kirilenko at the 4, and Jokic at the 5. I looked at for some trade offers for Greg Oden. There wasn't anything that good available, so we're skipping out on that. We got Aaron Aflalo, Cody Zeller, and Anthony Morrow in the rotation as well. And then we got some young guys up and coming in Jeremy Grant and Robert Covington, hopefully sooner rather than later. So I'm looking at the Lakers roster, and the reason I am looking at it is because of a trade I found. This is actually the season. We're at the trade deadline right now, by the way. This is actually the season where we have 2 first-round picks in our own and the Utah Jazz. Now, the Utah Jazz are good this year. Good enough to make the playoffs, which means it's a draft pick that I don't think I really care for. We could go ahead and actually look at the players that are projected to go later. If we take a look here, it'd be in the in the 20s is where we'd be looking. I don't recognize a lot of these players' names. Oh, there we go. Domantas Sabonis. Now, if we got Domantas Sabonis that late, that would be pretty incredible. Okay, maybe I spoke too soon. There's some good names out there. Pascal Siakam. Derek Jones Jr. is more of a role player, of course. Dorian Finney-Smith, more of a role player. Malik Beasley, more of a role player. If Sabonis or Siakam somehow fell to us, then I suppose it's worth keeping the pick. Fred VanVleet's also, he's middle of the pack. And then towards the top of the, oh my goodness, oh no. Not Ben Simmons. Uh-oh, Houston, don't go for it. Don't go for him. Okay, Brandon Ingram, Jamal Murray. And what? Stephen Curry? There's already a Stephen Curry. Great, now we're going to have 2 Stephen Currys. Oh, come on, 2K. What is the sim doing right now? We're going to have 2 Stephen Currys in the league. That's not going to be confusing. I might change that guy's name. That's going to be really confusing. Buddy Hield. Okay, so I've been on the fence I wasn't on the fence until I saw this, but the reason I was looking at the Lakers roster is because we have this trade offer here for, hold up. We got the trade offer for our 2 first-round picks unprotected for this year's draft, and if we go over to the Los Angeles Lakers, we can see that they are offering us for those 2 picks. I believe it's their own 2018 and their own 2020 first-round pick. Now, of course, in real life, LeBron goes to the Lakers. But in this sim, it's already wacky enough. I mean, if we go over to the Miami Heat, they still got the big 3. Kind of hard to call them a big 3 anymore. Bosh has regressed quite a bit. Wade has been regressing. LeBron's the only one that's still relevant on this team, I would say. I mean, obviously, Wade's still putting up numbers, but you catch my drift, all right? So, look, what I'm thinking here is we look at the Lakers roster. I mean, Kobe's 37, Pau Gasol's 35, Zach Randolph's 34. Fast forward 2 seasons, you got Kobe's 39, Pau is 37, and Zach Randolph will be 36. They do have this top 5 pick from 2014. It looks like he's going to be a decent player, or he's been a decent player so far, so perhaps he becomes more of a star. But outside of that, I'm looking at these other guys, and I don't know, I guess this guy, whoever this is, Damian Murphy, and this Bryce Wallace guy, yeah, I don't know. I look at this more like I think there's a pretty good chance that Lakers pick is worth something in 2018 and 2020, because I'm looking at the rest of this roster. Doesn't excite me quite a bit. Now, the other teams that were offering their first-round picks out into the future, the Chicago Bulls, which I'm on the fence about that as well, but Derrick Rose is still only 27 years old, so they could still be a good team. And then the other 2 teams were the Washington Wizards, who Andre Drummond apparently is going to be a superstar. He's just doing insane things with the rebound numbers and the steals and the blocks, so he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. And then I actually don't remember the last team that was offering their picks at this moment. So, yeah, those are the 3... the Hawks. That's right, the Hawks, which, I mean, I don't know. This one's kind of... I guess maybe the Hawks are a better bet than the Lakers. And how are the Hawks doing this season? Let's take a look at the standings. Obviously, it's a Hawks pick into the future, but yeah, the Hawks aren't even a playoff team. They have a losing record. Al Horford's only going to get older. Yeah, let's look at those offers one last time, just before we make this move. But man, if Siakam's really going to be available to us that late, I mean that's insane. That would be a great fit. The Bulls is the 2019-2020 picks. I don't know. I'm still on the fence about that. And then if we go to the Hawks, it's the 2019-2020. So that might be good, but they also might get a top 5 pick in like 2017 or 2018, which means I don't know, they might be through the rebuild enough at that point. I don't know. It's kind of difficult. Man, yeah, I don't know. Now I'm leaning towards keeping these picks, though, just because of the whole situation with Pascal Siakam. So I was thinking about the gamble, but what if we do these 3 picks? Does something else come up? Maybe we can get a bite on some other offer here. It's pretty much the same. This time the Lakers are offering 2018-2019 instead of 18-20. I'd argue the 20 pick is worth more than the 2019 pick, personally. Okay, yeah, so much for that discussion. We're just going to keep the picks. And then looking at our roster right now, Clay is out for a few weeks with a bruised hip, but otherwise things are looking pretty solid. Team's doing great. And then one last thing before we continue, let's just make sure there's no contract extensions we need to look at and about. Nope. Okay, we will simulate to the end of the season. Anthony Davis is winning the MVP with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Karl-Anthony Towns, Rookie of the Year. Man, Brandon Jennings still relevant. Kawhi Leonard of the Charlotte Hornets, Defensive Player of the Year, averaging 2 steals and 1 block per game. We got Corey Craig, who got fired and rehired this past offseason, getting Coach of the Year with 60 wins in the East, good enough for the first seed in the Eastern Conference. And then, there's the Chicago Bulls, only 4 games back, getting the 2nd seed in the East. And taking a look at these All-NBA teams, Derrick Rose, All-NBA first team, once again. And where are our players? We got Kawhi and we got Jokic on the All-NBA third team. So it looks like Kyrie slipped up a bit. I'm not really sure why. All-Defensive first team, Kawhi is on there. And then for the All-Rookie teams, no Charlotte Hornets, but that's okay. Kyrie was the leading scorer with 28 points per game. Kawhi with 26. He's got an injury he's playing through for the next couple weeks. Clay averaged 20 points per game. Jokic with that, I wouldn't say nearly a triple-double, but my goodness, that's very good stats right there. Cody Zeller played all 82 games in this season and got some boards. Greg Oden also played in quite a few games, getting double-digit boards off the bench. And then we got some good shooting, of course, coming from Anthony Morrow and Daniel Gibson and Robert Covington. I mean, there's a reason we got these guys on the roster. Andre Kirilenko not doing so hot, but he's there more as a veteran presence. And, of course, Kevon Looney and Jeremy Grant, not good enough to get playing time yet, but we're hoping that Jeremy Grant will come around soon. And then, of course, Oh my goodness, man. Now we got 4 guys that are shooting 40+% from 3 in a season that are getting starting minutes. That's insane. And the assist numbers too. The fact that Kyrie and Jokic are both getting 7+ assists per game in a season. Oh yeah. I think this might be our year. Fingers crossed. Going up against the Orlando Magic, who still have Jameer Nelson hanging around, 34 years old. They got someone, they got what? They got J.J. Redick still. They got this guy, undrafted Joel Stewart, 80 overall. Not sure where he came from. They got Joel Embiid. They got Marcin Gortat off the bench still. They got a lot of centers. JaVale McGee. They still got Oladipo, and then Evan Fournier, who also played for the Magic in real life at some point. Darrell Wright, Stanley Johnson. Man, okay, they got some good names. Pretty solid names. This could be a little bit of a dangerous matchup, but let's go ahead and start simulating as we win the first 2 games at home, lose the first game on the road. Oh my goodness, please don't make this a series. Do we have any injuries right now? Oh, okay. Kawhi is day-to-day. Greg Oden's day-to-day. All right, so be it. We end up winning this in 6. Honestly, it's a little bit closer than I would have liked it to be. But here we are, matched up against the Indiana Pacers, who still have Paul George. And they now got Mario Chalmers. He's got to be getting up there in age. He's almost 30 years old. And who else we got here? Who else? Jared Sullinger, Rashawn Holmes. They got a lot of bench guys. They got this Mike Bridges guy. Not the Michael or the Miles Bridges or Mike Bridges. Another Bridges. Mikal Bridges, Miles Bridges, and now Mike Bridges. All right, let's go ahead and simulate the rest of the games here. And okay, good. Winning the first game. Lost game 2. Bouncing right back, and now we're going to game 5 tied. Now we're down in the series. Okay, game 7 in Charlotte. Can we get it done, please? I really just want one championship. Is Charlotte really this bad? Are they cursed? We've got so many great players. The roster's insane. Third quarter, we're finally taking the lead, but it is neck and neck. Oh my goodness. Oh my. Are we finally going to check into a game here? With 3 minutes left, we're getting close to a double-digit lead, and okay. I think we got this in the bag. There we go. Kyrie Irving leading the way at 36 points, 8 turnovers. That's not good, but hey, still got it done. Kawhi with 21, Clay with 20. Where in the world is our starting center? Jokic, what are you doing? 0 of 7 from the field. 13 boards, though. And here we go. It's that classic rivalry matchup once again, or at least it's become a rivalry now. Charlotte versus Chicago. Who do the Bulls have? Pretty much the same roster as they've had for a while now. They got some new faces in here. Kelly Olynyk's still hanging around. Did they draft Larry Nance Jr. instead of us? Okay. Interesting, but here we go. Once again, winning game 1. Oh my goodness, this is the first time I think we've taken a 2-0 lead, a 3-0 lead? Don't tease me. Oh my goodness, we got the sweep. Unbelievable. No way. No injuries from the Bulls. We just got the sweep. Clean and easy. Hold up. Let's look at these games. Game 1. Won by 5, Kawhi with 34. Game 2, won by 11, Kyrie with 23 leading the way. And then game 3, man, these were like some pretty solid wins. Kawhi with a 34-point performance in game 4. Kyrie and Clay both getting 30+ apiece with Kawhi getting 20. Oh, man. All right, there we go. And then the Lakers and the Thunder on the other side of things. The Thunder still relevant. Still have that big 3 of Westbrook, Harden, and Durant. The fact that they haven't won more championships is honestly more impressive than them winning the championships, as it looks like we're going to be. I shouldn't have talked smack about them. Now they're going to sweep us for sure. Never mind. We won game 1, won game 2. It's looking pretty good. And finally, getting the first championship in this rebuild. In 2016, Kawhi Leonard is your finals MVP with 32 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists, 2 steals, and a block per game, shooting 44% from 3. All right, and let's go ahead and take a look at those playoff stats. Oops, I didn't mean to do the regular season stats. There we go. Who led the way? Kawhi with 28, Kyrie with 25, playing through a back injury. Clay with 19, and then Jokic Not quite the triple-double yet. And honestly, though, if it wasn't for Kyrie getting all those assists, I think Jokic probably would average a triple-double the way it's going here. Cody Zeller, huge contribution from him. Anthony Morrow also doing some work. And Greg Oden coming back from injury and getting things done off the bench for the Charlotte Hornets. It's great to finally see the Charlotte Hornets getting a finals victory here. I'm sure we're going to have, yep, there we go, Matt Barnes riding off into the sunset. Is Andre Karolinko retiring? Doesn't look like it. He's going to hang around. All right. Okay, so we have the 15th pick and the 30th pick in this draft. So we moved up to 15. That's pretty nice. I think earlier we were projected later. So there is a chance, if we go back to the mock drafts, what are we looking at right here? Where is it? Hold on, mock draft. No, we're not taking this Steve Chavez guy. Looky here. We got Domantas Sabonis, Pascal Siakam. Those are the two targets. We're going to be looking at getting either one of them. And just to confirm that they aren't ranked high in some other list, we're gonna be looking at all kinds of lists here. So hold on, where is he? Oh yeah, that's right. We got the other Stephen Curry. What university is he from? Arizona State. All right. Oh, Zubac is in this trade. Man, there's a lot of good players in this trade. Yeah, wow. Now Sabonis and Siakam fell back. Insane. Okay, we're gonna mark both of them. Okay, so NBA.com rank still has them 17th and 22nd, but it's possible one of the two of them falls back, and then who else? I mean, those are the two guys we're going to be targeting. I don't even really care about anyone else. We'll mark a few guys that are decent, but man, if we could get like a 5th potential star player, that would be insane. Okay, number 1 pick in the draft, Ben Simmons to Houston. Okay, well, whatever. All right, here we go with our pick, and let it see. Ooh. There you go. Pascal Siakam is available. Where in the world? Okay, so Sabonis must have gotten picked. Let's take a look at the summary. And yeah, Sabonis, wow, he got picked way earlier. He got picked 9th by the Trailblazers. That's where his dad played. That's pretty cool. Jamal Murray got picked. Taurean Prince. Okay. So looks like most of the good players got picked, but we can still get Pascal Siakam. We got the second coming of Stephen Curry, while the first Steph Curry is still in the league. Must be like a second cousin or something. Gary Payton II, we could maybe take him with the end of first round pick. But yeah, I think it's no question at this point who we're taking. I mean, we got to take Siakam because, yeah, he's also projected 17th in the NBA.com rank. Yeah, let's go ahead. We're going to draft Siakam here. Okay, and here we are at the last pick of the draft. And it looks like Juan Hernan Gomez is available. Anyone else? Furkan Korkmaz, Anthony Gill, Daniel House. I mean, we don't need like a potential star player at this point, but you know, someone. I mean, Dorian Finney-Smith's good at defense, or will become good at defense, I should say. Alex Caruso, who looks like an alien in this game, the way they modeled him, but he's available. Anyone else? I'm leaning towards Alex Caruso at this point. He'd be great to have off the bench. Or Zubac, man. I mean, we have too many centers already. I'd rather have Zubac over Kevon Looney, which is who we ended up drafting last year. And we could always trade one of those guys too. And Greg Oden we still got on the team, and Cody Zeller we still got on the team. It's kind of difficult. I also don't want to stunt their growth. Dorian Finney-Smith probably makes a little bit more sense for the long term. And Alex Caruso is actually projected to be a second-round pick, so maybe we take. I think we take Zubac. I don't think that's a question. Let's go ahead and take him. I know we got a lot of centers at this point. We're gonna have to trade some. That's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. So there's your draft. Jaylen Brown's going to the New York Knicks. Brandon Ingram to the Timberwolves. Feels like the Timberwolves keep drafting a lot of good players, or players that ended up being good in real life. Because who they got? They got Andrew Bogut. They got Boris Diaw. They got Damian Lillard. Corey Brewer. Porzingis. They got Gerald Wallace. Okay. Kyle Anderson. And they just drafted... who did they just draft again? It wasn't Jaylen Brown. They got Brandon Ingram. So they got Dame, Brandon Ingram, and Porzingis on this team. I mean, that's a pretty solid roster, and they got some good supporting cast players as well. They got Bogut, they got Diaw, so They'll be good. They'll be fine. Porzingis is still young. He's only a 78 overall right now. So we drafted Siakam and Zubac. We're going to go ahead and sign them. And then, of course, Jokic, Cody Zeller. Oh, what? No, we want to take Robert Covington. Are you kidding me? We're not letting him walk. We want Robert Covington on this team. And then Roy Hibbert is the best free agent to have declined his player option this offseason. That's not really an exciting free agency, I'll tell you what. If we look at the top free agent available, we got a 31-year-old Chris Paul, 23. Oh, Anthony Davis, but he's probably going to go back to Cleveland, I would assume. Oh, maybe not. Oh, he's got the. Okay, he's a restricted free agent. Yeah, he'll probably go back to Cleveland. Kevin Love doesn't have any offers. We have cap space. How do we have cap space? Hold up. How are these? Oh, wait. Oh, do we have cap space? Because I think we signed these guys to extensions before the cap increased. Okay, so we need to extend Jokic first and foremost. Or, well, sorry, not first and foremost. He's still got a team option left. Cody Zeller we could re-sign. Okay, hold up. We got some money to work with, right? I think. Could we? We don't have enough money to sign some of these big names. But I think, because now everyone's asking for more money, which makes sense. I mean, they're, caps up. They're worth more money. So we're entering that new phase. Dwight Howard, he doesn't want to come back. He's got offers. I'm pretty surprised. He's got some really good offers. Man, okay. Andre Drummond, I don't know that I want to make that mistake. He is a restricted free agent too, so that's not really anything. Okay, let's look at our team roster. We got Kyrie. We need a backup point guard potentially. We got Clay at the 2. We got some depth at the 2, so that's all good. We got Kawhi. We could use some depth at the 3, although Robert Covington could fill in there. Jeremy Grant could fill in there. Pascal Siakam. I mean, we got guys that can fill in at the 3 if needed. We got way too much depth at the 5. To be honest, we probably need to trade either one of Cody Zeller or Greg Oden at this point. There's just no room on this roster. It's getting ridiculous. So if we're going to get anyone that's good with the extra cap space that we have right now, probably either a point guard or a small forward. So if we go back and look at the point guards that are available, Dame's available because he hasn't progressed yet. And there's a good chance that he never progresses. But Damian Lillard is available at 20. Oh, but he's a restricted free agent. So chances are we will not be able to get him to come over to this team because I would suspect that the Timberwolves would definitely match on that. And then I have no idea who this is. Juwan Hardy. He is a 4-year player out of I don't know where. And then we got Raymond Felton, not really looking to go for him. And the rest of these guys are all just veterans, which we could get at a later point. But Damian Lillard, he is available. And then what do we got here? Brandon Roy, Finals MVP. Brandon Roy, 31 years old. Who else? Jimmy Butler, who's still hanging out in 82 overall. He obviously progresses later in his career as well. So perhaps there is the chance that he still has the opportunity to progress too, maybe. We got this Mike Bridges guy. I'm not really looking to go for him. Chris Middleton, only 24 years old. There's just a lot of potential here. A lot of potential guys we could get. We obviously, like I said, we don't need a center. These small forwards, I mean, we could always put Jimmy Butler as a small forward if we go for him. Gerald Wallace is getting up there in age as far as NBA players go. Draymond Green is available as a restricted free agent. And there's not a lot of good centers available. All right, so I'm thinking we either go for Jimmy Butler to put as the backup at the 3 or Brandon Roy. And then, yeah, I don't know. I mean, Dame's probably looking to be a starter. He's a restricted free agent too. At least with Jimmy Butler, he is not a restricted free agent. We could definitely go for him. And to be honest, I would go for as many years as possible because that cap is only going to keep going up. So let's go ahead and do that actually. Hold up. Let's go ahead, and he's got no offers right now, so I think we could bump it up even though he's not 100% thrilled with the offer, but there's a chance that he accepts that, and he does agree. 4-year deal for Jimmy Butler to come on board, And he will indeed sign that contract. So now we got Kawhi Leonard, Kyrie Irving, Klay Thompson, Nikola Jokic, Jimmy Butler, who has yet to progress beyond an 82 overall, which kind of follows what he did in real life. We got Greg Oden still, who we might look to trade. Cody Zeller we might trade. Aaron Aflalo, Anthony Morrow, Robert Covington, and Jeremy Grant. And we just drafted Siakam and Zubac. So having the crystal ball and knowing who could potentially become really good is nice to have. So here we are, pretty solid roster, and we don't have any spots left. That's it. Our oldest player, 30 years old. That's insane. Now before I forget, we got to check contract extensions here, and yeah, we got a lot of guys that are willing to re-sign that I'm not like over the top excited to re-sign. Like Cody Zeller, yeah, now that the cap is up, he's asking for more money. Robert Covington hasn't really gotten any playing time. Now, Anthony Morrow, you're just asking for a minimum extension. I mean, my goodness, can we extend you on the minimum for like 4 years? We don't really need to do that. We'll just do a 1-year extension for Anthony Morrow, and then for Aaron Aflalo, he is asking for a little bit of money. How did you do for us the past few years? Let me double check on that. I mean, he didn't play a whole lot. He did play a decent amount, I guess. He's not going to get as much playing time coming up just because we got Jimmy Butler off the bench now, potentially. But look, we're going to need Robert Covington, and Robert Covington he's not asking for a lot of money. This is actually a pretty good deal for Robert Covington. So we'll go ahead and actually extend that, make that extension a lot longer, because I get a feeling in the future he's going to be asking for like $5 to $10 million per year. So we'll go ahead and do that. Cody Zeller, he's just asking for too much money. I'm thinking we got to trade Cody Zeller. We don't really need Cody Zeller. We got Zubac and Kevon Looney on the sidelines here. I just don't think it makes sense. I think we need to trade Cody Zeller. I know he did pretty well for us this last season, getting 7.5 rebounds per game and a block. Man, we got too many centers out here. How's Kevon Looney been doing? Has he even been playing? No. Maybe we trade Kevon Looney. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just go ahead. Well, let's extend Cody Zeller 3 years, or maybe just 2. We don't need to go that deep with it. And yeah, there we go. Another 2 years for Cody Zeller and Aaron Aflalo. We'll do a 2-year extension for him, I suppose. There you go. He's accepted, and that pretty much does it. So we're going to start exploring trades for Kevon Looney because he's not really needed on this roster right now, and I don't want him to hurt any potential growth for... Oh, man, we can get 2 first-round picks. We can still get those Bulls first-round picks. Let's go. How about the Lakers? How about it? The 2018 first-round pick. Okay, and how's the Lakers looking right now? Actually, you know what? Let's wait to make this trade until after free agency when all of the rosters are finalized. Or I don't know if we're going to still have these trade offers, though. Hold on. Let's go ahead and look at that Lakers roster and see what they're dealing with right now. So it looks like, yeah, they might lose some guys. They might be in a world of hurt sooner than I thought. Ooh, but the 2018 pick should be good because 2017 they'll still make the playoffs. Yeah, I'm thinking we might go for their 2018 pick. I hope it's not a year too soon. Let's go ahead and look at those trade offers one more time for Kevon Looney. Just make sure there's not anything else that looks even better. Like I said, the Chicago Bulls 2019-2020. And those were first-round pick. Oh, no, sorry. It's only a 2020 first-round pick. Never mind. I got excited. The Hawks 2019 first-round pick. Maybe the Kings, the Lakers, the Magic. I'm still, unless there's 2 first-round picks available somewhere out here. It doesn't look like it. Oh, and the Wizards. All right, I'm thinking we go for the Lakers one. Let's just take a risk. It's not really that much of a risk, to be honest. Kevon Looney's not getting any playing time anyways. And now we have one more roster spot on this team. And we kind of need a backup point guard, don't we? So let's go ahead and get that. Jose Calderon, the veteran, available. DJ Augustine, we could bring him back and try to win him a championship. JJ Barea, as a Mavs fan, gotta love him. We could also bring back Gerald Henderson, too. I like DJ Augustine. Let's go ahead and bring him back. He's asking for a decent bit of money. Let's go ahead and just drop that a bit. No one else is really going to offer him anyways, I think, right? Right? There we go. He's signing with us. So there you go. Kawhi has progressed to a 92 overall. Kyrie a 92. Klay an 88. Jokic is working his way up there. He's still only 21 years old, but he's an 85. Jimmy Butler regressed. Are you kidding me? Oh, boy. Hopefully Jimmy Butler can find some new footing here in Charlotte. Let's look at his stats. I mean, he hasn't been awful. He's been pretty good. He only had 1 year in San Antonio. That's kind of weird. Yeah, look, he's still got a chance to do something here. At the worst, he's good coming off the bench for this team. And then, of course, we still got some of our other guys. No one's really progressed. Jeremy Grant's now up to a 74 overall, which, he didn't really get up to the 80-plus range until later in his career as well. So that's right in line with expectations. So your starting lineup is going to be Kyrie at the 1, Klay at the 2, Kawhi at the 3 once again, and then Siakam, the rookie, is going to be filling in at the 4 because we don't have much depth at the 4 at all, or at least not any talented depth at the 4, I should say. We got Jokic at the 5. We got Jimmy Butler off the bench as the 6th man for this team. Greg Oden, Cody Zeller, and DJ Augustine. And then, of course, whenever injuries occur or situationals, we got Aaron Aflalo, Jeremy Grant, Anthony Morrow, Robert Covington, and then Zubac is hopefully gonna... Can we send him down to the G League? That'd be pretty cool. Yes, we can. Assign him to the Greensboro Swarm. Love that. Russell Westbrook winning another MVP award for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Ben Simmons is Rookie of the Year with the Houston Rockets. Not really surprised by that. We have a no-name at 6th Man of the Year. Rudy Gobert, Defensive Player of the Year. Another no-name for the Nuggets as the Most Improved. Corey Craig, Coach of the Year, Charlotte Hornets, 65 wins, another 60-plus wins season. And the Pacers are the number 2 team in the East with 60 wins as well. My goodness. What is up with the East, man? It's like reverse of what happened in real life, the East being the dominant conference. As no Charlotte players are getting on the All-NBA first team or the All-NBA second team. We got Kyrie Irving and Jokic all on the All-NBA third team. I feel like just because we got so many great players, they just don't get their chance to be on these All-NBA teams. We got Kawhi getting on the All-Defensive first team, and that's that. No All-Defensive second team. And then the rookie teams, no... Oh, hold up. Siakam, All-Rookie second team, since he did get some minutes. So there you have it. Now, we had some team chemistry issues because a certain someone, for a while, I didn't record it, but for a while... was outraged that he was being sent to the G League as a rookie as the worst rated player on the team. I would think you'd be grateful for the opportunity to get some playing time while you ride the bench in the NBA, but, whatever, 2K logic, So, here we are. We'll take a look at the standings real quick. Again, 65 wins on the season. The Thunder, of course, the top team in the West, to no one's surprise. And I believe in this upcoming draft we have our own pick, and that's it. So nothing too exciting there. I got several trade offers for Cody Zeller, by the way. So I'm kind of curious to see what the heck happened with his stats. Kyrie Irving leading the way of scoring with 24 points per game. You got Kawhi with 22. Klay with 17. Jokic with 16. Jimmy Butler with 15. Yeah, now that Jimmy Butler's come in, Klay Thompson's points have gone down a little bit. And then here's Cody Zeller. 8 points per game, 7 rebounds, not really a whole lot of assists, almost a steal, 1 block per game. Doing this on 45% shooting from the field. He doesn't shoot threes, and he's doing this in 22 minutes per game off the bench. I mean, yeah, that's good. And then Greg Oden didn't play a whole lot of games. Injuries are plaguing him, to no one's surprise. He had some good stats off the bench as well, so I guess people are seeing the potential in Cody Zeller, 24 years old. But we're keeping him around. And then Pascal Siakam starting 79 of... Well, he played 79 games, so he started every game he played. 6 points per game, 8 rebounds. Very good for his progression, of course, and doing it on a team that ends up getting 65 wins in the season. 1 steal, 1 block. I mean, yeah, that's pretty solid. So the first round matchup is against the Toronto Raptors. They have Kemba Walker, DeMar DeRozan still around. They got Draymond Green this time. Rudy Gobert. Who else? Jarrett Jack. Gotta love Jarrett Jack. And Jamal Crawford off the bench. They got a decent roster. Nothing to write home about, though, is we're winning the first game here. It's probably going to end up being a sweep, let's be honest. Oh, I spoke too soon. I spoke way too soon. Oh my goodness. Did I just okay, there we go. Thank goodness. I just thought I ended our season there. Matched up now against the Milwaukee Bucks in round 2. They got Rodney Stuckey, 31 years old. They got Brandon Jennings. They got Nikola Vucevic. They are the team that Jimmy Butler used to play for, so now he's going up against his former team in which he was a starter. Now he's coming off the bench, and Giannis is injured, so things are, oh my goodness, I was about to say things are looking pretty promising, but that is not promising at all. Who in the world scored for them? Rodney Stuckey with 33 points, Brandon Jennings with 20 as the Bucks win in overtime. Did we have any injuries? That's the real question. No, Klay Thompson just shot 1 of 10 from the field, and Jokic got a triple-double. All right, there you go. So not a great game for one of our best players. So we're going to rebound pretty well here now, and now we're up 3-1, and we're going to basically win the next 4 games. Going up against the Indiana Pacers in the conference finals felt like it was meant to be, given that they also won 60-plus games in the season. Their lineup, outside of Paul George, and I don't know how Dante Green became this superstar, but outside of those two, not anything too overwhelming here, I would say. Yeah, look, I think we're going to win this one. I'm pretty confident. Oh, and I spoke too soon. We lose the first 2 games at home. Oh, my goodness. Oh, no. Are we going to get swept? We got swept. Wow. I was feeling pretty good, but Paul George had other thoughts. And this Dante Green. I'm telling you guys, you need to search Dante Green on basketballreference.com. He's not this good. He was never this good. The fact that it must have been like a 1 in a million chance that he ended up progressing like this, because there's just no way. He is not this player. That is insane. And they're going to go up against the Phoenix Suns, who have Goran Dragic, Bradley Beal, Tyrese Thomas, and this guy, Juwan Hardy. We saw him in the offseason, so he went back to Phoenix. I'll go ahead and simulate this round, and the Pacers are going to win their first ever NBA championship with Paul George getting the finals MVP. And oh my goodness, look at the rebrands. Look at all of the rebrands for this upcoming season. Is this the Nike year? This might be the season in which we get the Nike uniforms, because oh man, they're just about every team in the league right now. Yeah, I think this is the year that the NBA switched over from the Adidas uniforms to the Nike uniforms. There's now a new timeout system. Yeah, okay. And then at this point, we don't have any other draft picks except our own, I believe. So we're going to have the 29th pick in the 2017 draft. And this is, of course, the draft with Jason Tatum and Kyle Kuzma, who went in the top 3. It looks like Donovan Mitchell also available. Now, with that late pick, man, there's a lot of great players in this draft. Markelle Fultz, the guy that went number 1, and Philadelphia was the one that ended up taking him. They traded up to get him. But looking towards the back end, Lauri Markkanen, Bam Adebayo, those would be a couple of good players. But we are even further back, and it looks like we're more than likely going to end up with one of these guys. We'd be lucky to get Isaiah. That would be pretty nice. Although we don't need a center. We have too many young centers, so maybe not. Anyone else? Ooh, Josh Hart. Would love to add Josh Hart to this team. Derek White, of course, would be a great addition. OG Anunoby. Yeah, there's some good options back here. And with the first pick, the Utah Jazz are taking Donovan Mitchell, going right to where he started his career in real life. Jason Tatum going to the Pistons, and I assume the Mavs are... Oh, the Mavs take Markelle Fultz. All right, we're going to sim to our pick, and let's see who is available at 29. Just about no one that we're really interested is available at 29. Oh, man. Yeah. We're going to take Justin Jackson with the pick, but to be honest, I'm not super excited about that. In real life, Justin Jackson's kind of hopping around teams right now. He's like a fringe bench player at this point. He's been in the G League for quite a bit. He was on the Dallas Mavericks for some time in real life, but yeah, I'm not super excited. Oh, we have another pick. Hold up. What other? Oh, we have our second round pick. I'm not even excited about our second round pick either. Tony Bradley is a name I recognize. Thomas Bryant, but we really don't need any more centers. Can we trade this pick? Maybe I should have traded our first round pick. And nobody wants it. Okay, fair. Okay, so this, I believe, is the offseason we need to extend Nikola Jokic. We're also giving the team option to Jeremy Grant. And then here we are. Jokic accepts, Embiid accepts his team option. Talent, what? Sorry, I read that wrong. Wesley Matthews is a free agent. He's the best free agent to have declined a player option in this off season. So not a lot of great players in that regard that are available. If we go to the first day of free agency, I don't even know who Courtney Bowen is. I think he's a randomly generated player. We got Rudy Gobert otherwise as the top free agent. That is a recognizable name. Yeah, this is a very weak free agency. My goodness. Jeremy Lin, 85 overall, is looking for some cash. And we got another guy that I don't recognize, Michael Hart. So yes, this is the offseason to extend Nikola Jokic. And I believe we will go ahead and do that first. A 5-year extension. And of course, I'm going to lower the dollar amount just a little bit in case things get a little bit goofy with the hard cap situation, because we do have a lot of players that are demanding a lot of money. This is also the offseason, like I said, we can extend Jeremy Grant, and man, is he cheap. Oh my goodness. If he's gonna boom in progression like I think he will, we might as well offer him the lowest dollar amount that we can. This is going to be pretty exciting if he ends up being a really great player for such a cheap contract. Now, as we've mentioned earlier, we have a lot of centers on this roster, and both Greg Oden and Cody Zeller, they have 2 years left each, and they can both be extended. And I assume if we don't extend them now, they're going to get a little bit upset later down the road. And so far, the other centers on the roster, in Zubac and Thomas Bryant, they are not ready yet. I'm assuming Zubac's not going to progress that much. So I think we either keep both these guys or trade one. We're not going to trade both of them, but I am curious to see what kind of offers are on the table. Greg Oden, of course, having a little bit of injury issues. If we look at his games played in the last couple seasons, last season played 43 games. The season before he played 54. He's had an up and down career as far as games played. 3 seasons ago was the first season he actually played almost an entire season. So I'm kind of curious to see what we can get for him, even if it's just like a first round pick. That might be worth it. So the Atlanta Hawks have offered at least one first round pick, and we got Al Horford at 31 years old, Josh Smith at 31 years old, Joe Johnson at 36 years old as their top 3 players. And then they have this rookie here, undrafted, who's an 81 overall. He's not a rookie. He's just an auto-generated player. He's already 5 years pro. They don't have a great roster at all. They got Jamal Murray on here. I imagine he's going to progress a little bit here in the future. But outside of that, their roster is pretty underwhelming. Obviously, they could add to that in this offseason. But the picks that they are offering for Greg Oden, if we go ahead and take a look at the offer, I think it's probably the best one that we're getting. It's the 2019 first round. Oh, but are they asking for our first round pick? Okay. They can take our first round pick, but I want to keep that Lakers 2018 first round pick. I think this is a pretty fair deal. So we're going to move Greg Oden because we don't need all that depth at the center position anymore. And then we're going to go ahead and extend Cody Zeller, who the last few seasons has been pretty nice coming off the bench, and he has been playing, I believe, the majority of his games. Yeah, he's played all 82 games the last 3 seasons. Here we go, player progression time. Kyrie is taking a little bit of a dip down. Not really excited about that. Jokic is up now to an 87. Klay also taking a little bit of a dip at this time, down to 87. Jimmy Butler is just... He's hit a plateau. I guess he's not going to be the superstar that we were expecting him to be, but honestly, again, he doesn't need to be for this roster. It works out pretty well. Cody Zeller up to a 79 now, and Zubac up to a 71. The starting lineup for the 2017-2018 season is pretty much the same as last year. We got Kyrie, Klay, Kawhi, Pascal Siakam, and Jokic as a starting lineup. Jimmy Butler, the 6th man. We got Cody Zeller, DJ Augustine, Aaron Aflalo as players in the 9-man rotation. And then we got Jeremy Grant and Robert Covington as the next two guys up, along with Anthony Morrow, Zubac, and then Thomas Bryant and Justin Jackson are in the reserves. Midway through the season, Klay Thompson's now eligible for an extension as well, and we are going to go ahead and give him just that. And it looks like that gamble on going for that Lakers pick seems to be working out so far. They are out of the playoffs, so at the very least, we will have potentially a lottery pick if they continue to not do very well. Nikola Jokic, the Charlotte Hornets, finally we're getting some really juicy awards. Jokic winning the MVP, averaging 20 points per game, 11 rebounds, 8 assists, a steal, and a block. Billy Bledsoe, man, I don't know who that is. A Rookie of the Year for the Magic. Jeremy Lin, 6th Man of the Year for the Bulls. Andre Drummond, Defensive Player of the Year, getting a lot of steals and blocks. And we did not get, or did we get the first team in the East? Look at all these Eastern Conference teams. This is the Chicago Bulls, 3rd team in the East, and they have 60 wins. Yeah, the Eastern Conference is insane, unlike real life where it's the Western Conference. And All-NBA first team, Jokic getting that honor as well. And then All-NBA second team, All-NBA third team. So no one on the second team for the Hornets, but for the third team we got Kyrie and Kawhi. All-defensive first team, Kawhi getting on there. And then no one from the Hornets on all-defensive second team. And then going for the rookie teams, of course, we don't have any players there either. So this might be the first time I have ever seen this. We got 3 60-plus win teams in the Eastern Conference. And the Hornets are the ones leading the way, getting the 1 seed here. We look at the West. The best team is the Oklahoma City Thunder. They still have James Harden and Durant, but where is Russell Westbrook? Is he injured? I don't see him anywhere. So Westbrook is the first of the big 3 to leave the OKC Thunder. And then where did the Lakers end up? The Lakers got the 11th seed, so that draft pick should be pretty decent. For the regular season stats, Kyrie with 24 points per game, as well as Kawhi Leonard. Jokic, of course, we already covered his stats. Klay Thompson with 16 points per game. Jimmy Butler out for the next few weeks with a leg injury, 12 points per game off the bench. Cody Zeller with 10 points, 8 rebounds per game, as well as a steal and a block, doing some great work off the bench there. Pascal Siakam getting some boards and some blocks and steals off the bench too. You love to see that. And yeah, I'm loving how the young guys are starting to progress here. I'm feeling pretty optimistic about their future. First round matchup's going to be against the New York Knicks, who have a very stacked team. They got Mike Conley at the 1, Jaylen Brown at the 2. They still have a veteran, Amari Stoudemire, 35 years old, at the 4. They got Karl-Anthony Towns at the 5. Andrew Wiggins ends up being Cat's teammate anyways, just not in Minnesota. They're now in New York. He's coming off the bench. You got Isaiah Thomas, who never really became that superstar MVP potential candidate that he did in Boston. He's coming off the bench as well. Taj Gibson's there. Lauri Markkanen is there off the bench, not yet a star player. Yeah, very interesting roster here. Their starting lineup is looking pretty nice, young and full of potential. But is it good enough to take down the Charlotte Hornets? Well, it is good enough to get a win on the road as they are able to steal game 2. So far, though, looking like nope. Okay, so yeah, there you go. Charlotte able to get through round 1 in 6 games. Now matched up against the other New York team, the Brooklyn Nets. And this team's no joke either. They got Chris Paul at the 1. They got J.R. Smith. They got Derek Favors. Outside of that, man, they still got Chris Humphries on that roster. Yeah, the rest of this roster, not looking that hot, to be honest with you. So let's see how that one goes. Taking the first couple games at home, up 3-0, and it's going to be a sweep as we end up going against one of the 2 60-plus win teams here. And it will be the Indiana Pacers. Still have Paul George. They still got Dante Green, man. Dante Green. This is like an alternate universe where Dante Green is just a superstar. And we got swept last season, so let's see if we can get it done this year. So far, at least we were able to win a couple games. Tied 2-2 going into Game 5. The Pacers take Game 6 and Game 5. And yeah, there we go. Okay. Who do the Nuggets have? Did the Nuggets... Hold on. Oh, Russell Westbrook was on the Thunder. I apologize for what I said earlier. He must have been hiding somewhere and I didn't see him. The Nuggets, they still got Carmelo, they got D'Lo, they still have a good roster. So congrats to the Nuggets, even though they traded away Jokic. They still have a good roster there. So we're going to simulate the rest of the playoffs, and it's going to be the Indiana Pacers winning this one. Paul George getting Finals MVP. I believe that is their second championship. So we might have been one season too short on getting that Lakers pick, because in this offseason, both Kobe and Pau Gasol are retiring at the same exact time. Kobe at 39 years old, Pau at 37. So they're not going to be good this upcoming season at all. Maybe we should have gone for that 2019 Lakers pick. If there's a way to trade for it, we will certainly try. I don't really care about our own first-round pick going into this offseason or the next offseason. It's not going to be worth a whole lot, so perhaps we can package all three together for the Lakers 2019 first-round pick. And this is the offseason in which the shot clock now only resets to 14 seconds instead of 24 seconds after an offensive rebound is made. So that's going to make things a little bit more fast-paced. We might see a little bit more scoring from our players, and we might also see some more turnovers and some lower field goal percentage potentially. Let's go ahead and, okay, we have to wait until after the draft lottery to make some trades apparently. So let's go ahead, get through this, and it looks like we will end up with the 12th pick in this year's draft. So now what I want to do is see if we can get that Lakers first round pick for next season, because if we go ahead and look at their roster, it's not looking that great. They got this John Goodrich character who they've had for a few years now. He's probably going to explode and get a 20-plus point per game average going into next season. They got this Bryce Wallace character as well. Just a couple random generated players, and then they got a 36-year-old Boris Diaw. And actually, one of these guys, they don't have him on contract. Oh, he's on team option. They'll be fine. This roster's awful, just straight awful. I guess they ended up getting Greg Oden at some point down the line. And I forgot about trade protections. It looks like this trade's not available. The Lakers cannot trade their 2019 pick, so we are stuck with their pick at number 12, which I think is going to be okay. If we go ahead and take a look at some of the players that are available here on the mock draft and see if we look down in that 10 to 12 range, who do we have available? Actually, not a lot of great options. We do have Michael Porter Jr. sitting around there, Jalen Brunson, Robert Williams, Jared Vanderbilt. I mean, there's some decent players, so not all hope is lost. Michael Porter Jr. would be a good get. I'm sure there's going to be some kind of like injury concerns that are popping up. This is the year of the Luka Doncic draft. What would be really cool is if we could pair Luka with Jokic. So let's go ahead and see if there is a trade available with the Utah Jazz to get that first pick without giving up any of our top talent. And, well, there's a trade there to give me Jokic. Okay, we're going to start light here. We're offering the Lakers pick this season with the 12th pick, Cody Zeller, a 2019 first rounder and a 2020 first rounder. I'm not sure why the Jazz would accept this, but we are going to make that offer. They are not excited about that either. That is totally fair. We're going to throw in a couple more of our first round picks. Is the rule to not trade consecutive picks now? Oh, that's right, because we have the Hawks pick in 2019, the Hawks pick in 2021, so we're actually all good to trade all these picks. I'm going to try to do this now and still not taking the bait. What if we throw in our 2022 first round pick? Nope, that's not going to cut it. All right, so we got to add a little bit more juice to this fire here. Okay, I really didn't want to do it, but I'm throwing in the 2019 Hawks first round pick, and they have agreed. Okay, there you go. So now we have the number 1 pick in the 2018 draft. We are going to be taking Luka, and we're going to pair him with Nikola Jokic and Kyrie and Clay. Oh my goodness, this is insane. I'm loving this right now. Of course, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander also in this draft, but the number 12 pick probably was not high enough to get him. So here we are into the NBA draft, and we are taking Luka Doncic with the number 1 pick going to Charlotte. Who's taking number 2? Oh, Trae Young. There you go. I'm just curious to see a couple more of these. The Spurs making a really bad move getting Marvin Bagley. We're going to sim to our next pick, and that will be, I believe, the last pick in the draft. There's actually a couple names here I recognize, surprisingly. Oh, and Bruce Brown is available. Wow. Okay, there's actually some value towards the back end of the draft here. Kendrick Nunn, Gabe Vincent. Okay. Dante DiVincenzo. Oh my goodness, there's actually some quality players, or potential quality players towards the back. Obviously, they still have to progress to be what they are today or what they have been in the past in real life. I'm thinking probably Dante DiVincenzo. How tall is he again? Let me go ahead and take a look. He is 6'4", and so is Bruce Brown, I believe, around that 6'3", 6'4" range. Yes, so really depends what we're looking for here. I mean, yeah, I don't know. We'll go with Dante DiVincenzo. Just have a shooter off the bench. Okay, we're accepting all the team options, although I gotta be honest, I'm not sure that we have enough roster spots, but I guess we're about to see, as wow, there's not a lot of good players that are going to be available in this free agency, I don't think. Let's go ahead and see. Okay, Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid is available, 24 years old. And then it's Jeremy Lin again and Andrew Wiggins. And yeah, it's wow. Oh, that's the Lakers free agent. Oh my goodness. Did we give up that Lakers draft pick? I don't remember. Or no, we didn't have the 2019 pick. We traded the 2018 pick. That's right. Okay, future draft picks. We still have the 2021 Hawks first round pick. I don't know if that'll be good or not. Who do the Hawks have right now? The Hawks, oh goodness. Yeah, maybe 2021 is the good year to have that pick, because it looks like the Hawks will still be at least a little bit relevant for the time being. Okay, so we do have 15 players, so the roster's pretty much filled out at this point. And with our crystal ball, we are able to put together a good roster. Clay's salty. I don't know what Clay is salty about, but he's salty. So we got a 19-year-old Luka Doncic on this team, and he is set as a small forward / shooting guard. Very interesting. And Kyrie is set as a point. I might change these positions, honestly. I might make Luka a point guard and Kyrie a shooting guard. To help fill things out, make Kawhi a power forward so that we have a full-on starting lineup here. But first, we're going to go to the player progression, and ooh, that's not good. Is Jokic done progressing? I certainly hope not. 23 years old, he's an 87 overall. He's not progressing this season. Kyrie has a sore left knee. I'm not sure how many days he's got that. It says for the season, but I think it means the previous season. Jimmy Butler is regressing. That's not what you want to see, but yes, he is indeed regressing. It's okay. He's kind of like our bench player. Anyways, let's go ahead and, like I was saying earlier, let's make some adjustments to the positions of the players. Okay, so changing their positions actually reduced all 3 players' overalls. I don't really understand that, because I would say Luka's more of a point guard in real life. Kyrie, I could see the argument, put him as point guard instead of shooting guard. Anyways, I'm going to leave that be. I don't know that really affects the simulation at all, but I guess we'll find out. So the starting lineup is a rookie Luka at the 1, Kyrie at the 2, Clay at the 3. We got Kawhi Leonard at the 4, and Nikola Jokic at the 5. With an 80 overall, Jimmy Butler off the bench as the 6th man, Aaron Aflalo, Jeremy Grant, Pascal Siakam. And then, of course, we got some of these other guys who are not progressing at all. That's not promising, but we'll see what happens. And before I forget, we actually have some players that are eligible for contract extensions. Of course, Kyrie Irving, we are definitely looking to extend him. I am reducing the amount of money we're extending him for quite a bit, just to keep us under the hard cap in case that's potentially a problem. Jimmy Butler out for 6 to 8 weeks. My goodness, we just started simulating the season. Aaron Aflalo, he's getting up there in age. He's willing to re-sign for a minimum. And then we got Jimmy Butler. We'll keep him for now. It's just he's not looking that great, to be honest with you. We might look to trade him soon in hopes for drafting someone better in 2021. We'll have to see. Nikola Jokic winning another MVP with 20 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists, a steal and a block per game. Rookie of the Year, Luka Doncic with 13.7 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal, and a block per game as well. My goodness. And then Defensive Player of the Year, also going to the Charlotte Hornets, Kawhi Leonard, 21.7 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and a block per game. Corey Craig still hanging around. He's Coach of the Year once again as the Hornets finish with 64 wins and 18 losses. And then, yeah, let's go ahead and look at these All-NBA teams. Jokic, All-NBA first team with D'Angelo Russell. D'Lo is getting on the All-NBA first team. All right, and Dennis Schroeder. Okay, interesting. Very interesting. All-NBA second team, Derrick Rose still having a great career and still rated very high. My goodness, 96 overall. I'm just curious to look at these ratings. LeBron James is still in the Miami Heat. And then, yeah, no one for the Hornets and All-NBA second team. And then All-NBA third team, Kawhi Leonard is right there. And of course, All-Defensive first team, Kawhi for the Charlotte Hornets. And no one else on the Hornets for All-Defensive second team. Luka on the All-Rookie first team. And that's it. A lot of accolades this season. A lot of accolades indeed. If we look at the standings, this year the East is not quite as stacked as it was last year. We're the only 60-plus win team in the NBA, and there was not a single team in the West that had 50 wins. This conference reversal is just insane. And then if we look at the Atlanta Hawks, we might have been a couple seasons off as far as when we should have gotten their draft pick. They'll be in the middle of the rebuild for the next couple years, so hopefully the 2021 pick that we have of theirs is not too late of a pick to have. We want to make sure it's a lottery pick. Anyways, looking at the stats now for this team, I'm pretty interested to see. Oh, wow. Yeah, we got a lot of high-scoring players. Kyrie with 23, Kawhi with 21, Jokic with 20, Clay with 18, Jimmy Butler with 13, Luka with 13. So yeah, Jimmy Butler did not get a chance to blossom into the player he is in real life, unfortunately for him. But that being said, oh my goodness, look, we have 5. The whole starting lineup is shooting over 40% from 3. In what world does that ever happen? And can we please win a championship this time? I just need to throw that out there. Can we please win a championship? Kyrie's getting 7 assists per game, and Luka with 5. I don't know. This team's stacked. This team is ridiculous. Pascal Siakam not really getting a chance to blossom much either, unfortunately, like he was able to in real life. So we'll see how that plays out. First round matchup is the Chicago Bulls, who still have Luol Deng and Joakim Noah and Carlos Boozer on this roster as well. They were very dominant earlier in the early to mid 2010s. So good for them. We'll go ahead and start simulating, and we are able to win the first 2 at home, winning the game 3, and not able to get the sweep, but able to get things done in 5 games, going against those Brooklyn Nets. Once again, like we did last season, they got the other Stephen Curry that we talked about before. Go ahead, start simulating this one, and it looks like it's going to be a bit of a rough contest. Up 3-1 though, and able to make it against the Indiana Pacers again. A familiar foe. I am so sick and tired of being matched up against the Indiana Pacers. Could we please win? Could we please just win one of these? This feels like a very lopsided matchup in recent years. Would be very nice if we could actually get things done here. Is on the other side of the bracket, the real Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors facing off against the Portland Trail Blazers, who still have LaMarcus Aldridge, and they got Damian Lillard. Look at that. Able to find his way back home. They still got Domantas Sabonis coming off the bench. That's pretty exciting. Okay, start simulating these. Of course, Pacers winning game 1. And, okay, there we go. We're taking a 2-1 lead, 3-1 lead. Fingers crossed. Can we please not blow a 3-1 lead? There we go. Okay, going up against Dame, LaMarcus Aldridge, and the Portland Trail Blazers in the NBA Finals. Let's get things started. Portland is winning the first 2 games. Is that on the road? I'm not sure. Down 3-1. Can we make a 3-1 comeback? No, we cannot. Losing in 6. to the Portland Trailblazers. Damian Lillard getting the Finals MVP. And looking at the playoff stats for our team, it's pretty similar to the regular season. Nikola Jokic not quite getting the triple-double, but still doing very well. It's just so disappointing we have such a deep roster, and we're still not able to win more than one championship so far since 2011. But at least we're getting consistent 60-plus win regular seasons, better than the real-life Charlotte Hornets. Dwayne Wade is retiring in the Miami Heat, and LeBron James not quite the road to glory that LeBron's been having in real life. And this is the season in which the Coach's Challenge is being introduced, as well as some new changes to the draft lottery, so that's pretty exciting. Now, we could bring Corey Craig back as the head coach, but it looks like he does not have that much interest. However, once again, Greg Popovich is available. Fingers crossed, could we make it work? We're offering him the max amount of money. We're also going to offer Corey Craig, I think, just because, you know, he's done a lot for this team. Although he hasn't won a championship, that's been the disappointing part. But let's, just for the sake of keeping our guy here long term, he's getting some other offers from some other teams, probably because of being Coach of the Year and having some success. So we're going to offer him a contract as well. And Greg Popovich is still tentative, so we are going to hold off on hiring Corey Craig here. Let's see if it happens. And yeah, Greg Popovich rejects the offer again. Corey Craig is willing to accept, so we're stuck with Corey Craig again. So this is the Zion Williamson John Morant draft, and we have the very last pick in the draft. So I don't think we're gonna get anyone great here, but I see Max Strus potentially, Jordan Poole available late in draft potentially, Romeo Langford. Anyone else? This is, Terrence Mann? Okay, we might be able to get someone decent late in the draft here. So Zion is going to Washington, and we are going to sim to the very last pick. And let's see who's available. Anyone good? We got Moses Brown. I recognize him. Amir Coffey. Max Strus. Max Strus is available. Jalen McDaniels. Is this the better McDaniels brother? I really don't remember. Dean Wade is available. I'm leaning towards Max Strus on this one. I think we got to go with him. A 3-point threat, and yeah, that's who we're going to take in the draft. Okay, team and player options. We got Pascal Siakam, Dante DiVincenzo. We're going to accept all the team options on them. Obviously, they're still not really developing a whole lot. That's kind of our own fault, but they're good role players, right? So Kevin Love declining his player option. He will be available in free agency, as well as an 85 overall Harrison Barnes. And Dwight Howard is still hanging in there and performing well. So we're going to go ahead and extend those guys, Covington, Zubac, and Robert Covington. We're actually going to get 2 years on. Actually, hold on. Before I extend any of these guys, I need to see how they've actually been playing, because I really haven't been paying close attention to the bench at all. My goodness, Robert Covington only getting 2 points per game, only playing 11 minutes per game. Zubac, how many minutes per game are you getting? Only 11, but I mean he's not doing bad in those 11 minutes. I'll say that. Siakam, how's he doing in his limited playing time? 15 minutes per game. His stats definitely took a little bit of a hit, but he's still got potential. Justin Jackson, how's Justin Jackson been doing? Not really playing. Okay. We're going to extend these guys. I don't know how much they're asking for. Ooh, not a lot. This might be worth it. This might really be worth it if he ends up developing. So we're going to actually go ahead and go for a full extension here. That's going to be pretty insane. And then same with Siakam. We are just going to, wow. If these guys end up blossoming into something, this is going to be huge for our team. Okay, player progression. Kawhi and Kyrie regressed. Jokic progressed. Clay progressed back to an 88. Luka's now up to an 83. Jimmy Butler hanging tight at an 80. Zubac I'm telling you, he's getting up there. He's only 22 years old. I have good feelings about him. Aaron Aflalo, of course, regressed a bit. No surprise there. Siakam did not progress. That's kind of disappointing to see, but fingers crossed that things will turn around for him. Going into the bubble season, the starting lineup is Luka at the 1, Kyrie at the 2, Klay at the 3, Kawhi at the 4, Jokic at the 5. I might change the positions back. I'm just curious to see if it affects the starting lineup at all. And I know that when we changed these positions earlier, it did have an effect on their overall. Not sure how it affects their stats. So yeah, now all of a sudden Kawhi's back up to a 92 overall. Let's go ahead and change that for Kyrie as well. Put him back at the natural position that he was given. And then Luka, put him back at small forward. I would say small forward point guard. Does that change anything? Now he's up to an 85. So, I don't know if the overall number actually matters because I don't think any of the ratings really change. Actually, and also let me see if making Luka's secondary position a shooting guard changes anything either. No, it doesn't. Okay, so I'd rather make his secondary position a point guard, and there you have it. So the ratings are back up to the 90s. Again, I'm not sure that matters for the simulation, but I guess we will find out. And then as far as the rotation goes, there's a little shifting around. So Kyrie starts at the 1, Klay at the 2, Luka at the 3, Kawhi at the 4, and Jokic at the 5. So it doesn't, all 5 guys are still in there. It doesn't make a difference in that regard, but the positions are a little bit different. I'd rather have Luka as the point guard personally, but I guess we'll see how the simulation plays out when we shift things around here. Nikola Jokic winning another MVP award. Not quite a triple-double, but still getting some solid stats, and I'm sure he's not the leading scorer once again. Zion on the Wizards, Rookie of the Year, Trae Young, 6th Man of the Year, Kawhi, another Defensive Player of the Year award. Looking real great. We're getting all these accolades, but no championships to show for it except for the one. And we are not the 1 seed in the East as the New York Knicks getting 56 wins, ending our 60-game win streak, or not 60-game win streak, I should say, but our streak of 60-win regular seasons is finally coming to a close. Nikola Jokic on the All-NBA first team, no Hornets on the All-NBA second team or the All-NBA third team. That is not what we want to see. Kawhi is on the All-Defensive first team. And then for the rookie teams, we've got no one. We've got no one on there. That's okay, though. And let's go ahead and look at these standings and see how things played out. We actually tied with the New York Knicks with the best record in the league. However, the Knicks win the tiebreaker. Over in the West, the Trailblazers, the defending champions, the first seed in the West. And actually, Jokic was the leading scorer on this team, to my surprise anyways, as in previous seasons he was not. Kyrie with 22, Kawhi, we already said, with 21, Klay with 17, Luka getting 15, 7.5 rebounds, 7 assists with a steal. He's looking pretty solid, but I'm not sure he's going to blow up and be the player that he is in real life, given there's so much talent on this roster. Jimmy Butler out for the season with a dislocated left patella, and Zubac out for 4 to 6 weeks with an MCL injury. First round matchup is against the Orlando Magic. They have Joel Embiid and Harrison Barnes. Marcin Gortat is still in the league. My goodness. I think this is a little bit later than how far he went in real life. I feel like he retired before 2020, but I could be wrong. They still have their plethora of centers here in Orlando. Let's go ahead and start simulating the series. And so far, so good. Up 2-0, up 3-0. Can we get the sweep? Yes, we can. Round 2 against the Detroit Pistons, and they have a stacked squad. They got DeJounte Murray, Devin Booker, Jason Tatum. They got Grant Williams as well. Drew Holiday off the bench. Darren Collison off the bench. They got Terrence Ross like a boss. They had Naz Reid. I saw Naz Reid there, but I don't know if he's developed yet. He is still a 71 overall, so we still have yet to see his progression as we're starting things out up 3-0 in this series, and we're going to sweep once again, and it looks like we're going to go up against the New York Knicks as the Pacers finally not making it to the Eastern Conference Finals. They get swept by the Knicks, and the Knicks, they got Mike Conley, Jaylen Brown, Andrew Wiggins has developed, Lauri Markkanen's been developing, Karl Anthony Towns is still there. And then their bench, I don't recognize a lot of these names as they're generated players that have been able to develop, but nonetheless, pretty solid roster. And then looking at our roster, it looks like Jimmy Butler's, he's out for the season like we said. Zubac, is still out as well, but he is day to day, so he might be able to come back soon. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Okay, here we go. Simulating game one. The New York Knicks are going to win one of the two at home, and then we are going to go 1-1 at home for us as well. So now it's a tied series, 2-2. Knicks taking the 3-2 lead and losing in 6 once again. Now this time to the New York Knicks. And they're going to face the Portland Trail Blazers in the NBA Finals. Trailblazers still get the upper hand, and this guy, who's this? Herbert McCormick winning the Finals MVP. All right, 2K. More rule changes. This is the offseason in which the play-in tournament is introduced, although I don't think that really affects us a whole lot. But nonetheless, this is the offseason when it happens. And we are, I believe, 1 year away from having that Hawks draft pick. Unfortunately, it looks like the Hawks are good enough, or sorry, not good enough, but bad enough to have a top 10 pick this year potentially. And no, they fell to 9. All right, so I don't believe we have our draft pick for this draft. Because that was in the trade to get Luka. And so we will progress forward, and next offseason is when we will be getting that Hawks draft pick, and fingers crossed that the Hawks are not good this season. And we do actually have the second to last draft pick in the second round. This is the draft in which there's LaMelo Ball, Anthony Edwards, who looks nothing like Anthony Edwards. Oh, yeah, I guess they changed. Did they change his player model? He does look a little bit more like him. Tyrese Halliburton, James Wiseman. I mean, there's some good players in this draft, but we want to see if there's anyone available late, potentially. Looking on the mock draft here, Paul Reed, he's not a bad pickup if we could be able to swing getting him. With the first pick in the draft, the Milwaukee Bucks are taking LaMelo Ball. Time to sim to our pick. And let's see who's available. Oh my goodness, no one recognizable. Oh, there we go. Kenyon Martin Jr. That would be a decent pickup, and he honestly fits a lot better than Paul Reed would right now. So let's go ahead and take Kenyon Martin Jr. with our pick. And then with the last pick in the draft, the Knicks are taking auto-generated player Sean Russell. So Anthony Edwards is going to Los Angeles to the Lakers. Tyrese Halliburton to the Bulls. Killian Hayes is still a top 10 pick. He's taken with the 4th pick to go to the Grizzlies. Okay, so we're definitely accepting the team option on Luka. Justin Jackson, I'm considering letting him walk, but he's actually progressing kind of nicely, strangely enough. So I don't know about that yet. Max Strus, let's just go ahead and accept them for now. So in the 2020 free agency period, Chris Paul is the top free agent at 35 years old. Ben Simmons also available, and our arch nemesis, Dante Green, who became a superstar. He's not even in the league at this point in real life, and he is just cruising along, averaging 20-plus points per game over the past several seasons. Jaylen Brown's available, Brandon Ingram's available, Jamal Murray's available. So a lot of quality players available in free agency. We do not have the cap space for them. We do not have the need for them. We have a very deep team. We just can never get the job done and get to the finals. Our starting lineup is insane. We just can't get past the Eastern Conference Finals. It's either the Pacers or it's the Bulls, or it's always someone. And this past year, just failing to make it yet again. Jimmy Butler looks like he may be regressing more. He's 30 years old. He has not gotten to that star level that we were hoping for. Okay, player progression. We actually have one too many players on this roster, so we will need to trade someone here. Kawhi at a 93 overall now. Jokic at a 90. Kyrie at a 90. Luka at an 89. Huge jump up from the previous season for him. Clay still sitting around an 88. He's kind of like I don't know. It feels weird to say he's the veteran because, I mean, Kyrie and Kawhi also got drafted in the same draft, but he is the older of the players. Jimmy Butler regresses now down to a 79. He's just not quite getting where we were hoping to get him to, but he contributes on defense. That's really important. His shooting is not very great, but he is a great contributor on defense the last few seasons. His scoring has gone down because others have picked up. And then we got Zubac getting up to a 76 overall. Jeremy Grant, plateau. Robert Covington, plateauing. So, and then, oh yeah, there we go. Dante DiVincenzo, Max Strus going up a little bit in overall. Pascal Siakam has a torn right ACL. So we're not really sure. Oh, I guess he's at a 72. He's regressing. I guess he's just not going to develop into a star player. We stunted his growth because we put him on a team where he couldn't get much of an opportunity beyond his rookie season. Okay, so we do in fact need to trade one of our players. So I'm just kind of looking right now and seeing what kind of positions we have filled out. Obviously, Kyrie, the only primary point guard on this team, but Luka can fill in at the point guard position, so don't really care there. I'm thinking either Justin Jackson or Max Strus potentially is kind of what I'm leaning towards here. Let's just take a look at some of these other players. Yeah, and either that or maybe Aaron Aflalo. How's he? Oh, but he's been shooting pretty well when he gets in. So Jimmy Butler, we could test the market with Jimmy Butler, kind of see what's available. Brandon Jennings, not really interested in him. Not a lot of enticing offers for Jimmy Butler. Aaron Aflalo, kind of surprised he's even still in the league at this point. We could also look to trade him. Ooh, Aaron Aflalo paired with a second-round pick for a top 3 protected pick from the Pelicans. That's actually pretty enticing. How good are the Pelicans right now? We need to go ahead and check that out. I don't know who's on the roster at this moment. They got Rudy Gobert, Jonathan Isaac, and Clint Capella as their best 3 players. Ooh, and they do have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Ooh, man. So this team, and then they have the fake Stephen Curry. This team could end up being pretty good in a year or two, so I don't know about that pick. Okay, we're just going to trade away Max Strus for a couple Chicago Bulls second-round picks because, quite frankly, there's not a lot of good other offers. Max Strus isn't getting any playing time, and he's a bit unsettled, so I think it's a fair deal. We have to get rid of someone, and he's just the odd man out at this point. And here we go, entering the modern era, or at least as it is defined in the My NBA mode with the play-in tournament. We are in the 2020-2021 NBA season. And if we go ahead to our rotations, it's the same starting lineup as last season. Kyrie, Klay, Luka, Kawhi, and Jokic. With Jimmy Butler as the 6th man, we got Zubac coming off the bench as well, Jeremy Grant, Justin Jackson, and then we have some other players filling out the roster as well. I'm sure Pascal Siakam will be in the mix once he is back from injury. And to start the season, everyone's pretty happy except for the guy that we just drafted at the end of the 2nd round. Like, you should be happy you just got picked up in general. But Kenyon Martin is apparently not pleased with his playing time, it would seem. If we go ahead and look at his feelings, I feel frustrated with how things are going. Not important to play for a winner. It's extremely important for the financial security and the loyalty. He says he's happy, but his rating would say otherwise. I don't know what's wrong. I'm about to ship him off back to the Bulls to get Max Strus back. Has he gotten any playing time in Chicago? I'm kind of curious to see if sending him out there. No, he hasn't played at all. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on, really. We could get Jayshawn Tate, too. That wouldn't be a bad pickup. Ooh, or Spencer Dinwiddie. I don't really care about this 2nd-round pick. Let's just do that. We're going to add a trade exception, and there you go. Get out of here. We got Spencer Dinwiddie in the house now, and he is excited to be on this roster. Let's see how that's going to affect our rotation. I believe he is going to enter the mix. Yes, he is. There you have it. And Siakam's still out with that injury. Not sure for how much longer. We'll just have to see. Okay, I'm not usually one to entertain these trade offers, but this one was a bit too good to pass up. Klay Thompson, who's 30 years old, he's still got a lot left in the tank, of course. But we're being offered Devin Booker and Drew Holiday for Robert Covington and Klay Thompson. Now, Robert Covington, he's been a solid rotation piece, but he hasn't really had the opportunity to even play this season, like maybe a couple games at most. And, oh my goodness, Drew Holiday. Yes, he's only an 81 overall. He's probably not going to progress much at this point in his career. He's also 30 years old, but my goodness, he's great for a backup point guard. And then Devin Booker's only 25 years old, of course. He's averaging Nearly 30 points per game. I don't know why the Pistons are looking to make this deal, but yes, please, and thank you. We are going to go ahead and take that. We need to change it up anyways. Even though we've been getting a lot of 60-win seasons, we haven't gotten past the Eastern Conference Finals, so maybe this is the boost we need. We got Kyrie at the 1, Devin Booker at the 2, Luka at the 3, Kawhi at the 4, and Jokic at the 5 with Jrue Holiday coming off the bench, Jimmy Butler, Zubac, Spencer Dinwiddie. I mean, that back 5 is pretty solid, I gotta say. And I'm assuming as Devin Booker continues to progress, we're going to have like 5 90-plus overalls in the starting lineup. That's going to be pretty exciting. And before I forget, contract extensions. Let's go ahead and do those now instead of later. Kawhi, now 29 years old. We're going to go ahead and extend him. There you go. And then, of course, Jimmy Butler. Now, I don't really think he's worth that much money at this point, but we're just gonna weasel our way down to 11.6. He's gonna accept that. Jeremy Grant. Oh, the minimum. Look, he's still 26. He's got room to improve. So we're just gonna do a 3-year minimum extension. Go the max extension that we can go. We're gonna extend Aaron Aflalo 1 more year. That's totally fine. And there you go. No one else is eligible for extensions at this point, I believe. Yeah, Dinwiddie's not eligible for an extension either. Nikola Jokic cannot stop winning MVP awards. It is insane the run that he is going on. He's got more in the simulation and rebuild than he does in real life at this point, I believe. James Wiseman, Rookie of the Year, dominating the league. Kawhi Leonard, another Defensive Player of the Year award, averaging 2 steals and 1 block per game. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Most Improved for the Pelicans. We have our very own Corey Craig winning Coach of the Year again, 68 wins. And the New York Knicks, the second best team in the East, 58 wins. So at this point, no one has gotten that 73-win record that the Warriors set in real life in 2016. So currently the 98 Bulls still have the best regular season record of all time. Jokic gets All-NBA First Team. And then Luka is getting All-NBA Third Team. All-Defensive First Team, Kawhi Leonard joining that group, and no one for the Hornets on the All-Defensive Second Team. So just a reminder that this offseason is when we have the Atlanta Hawks first-round pick, and oh man, look at that. They are one of the worst 4 teams in the league, so we have a shot at the number 1 pick going into the, is this what, the 2022? NBA draft or 20? I think it's the 2021 NBA draft, excuse me. And then if we go ahead and look at our season stats, we're going to see that once again, this time Devin Booker. Now, stats are going to be a little bit skewed because obviously he was averaging nearly 30 points per game with the Suns, so I think this is not accurate. However, Kawhi Leonard also leading with 20 points per game, Jokic 20 points per game, Kyrie 20 points per game, Luka 17, 8, and 7. A lot of guys getting a lot of assists on this team. I'll tell you what, this is the kind of group you want for a true basketball team that knows how to pass and get people moving, off-ball screens and all that good stuff. Jimmy Butler also contributing on defense with 1 steal per game. Zubac, great rebounding off the bench. Jrue Holiday doing his thing on this team. And since I haven't looked at it in a while, let's look again. That 3-point percentage. Oh my goodness. All 5 starters, 40+% from the 3-point line. Insane. Now our bench, not as great. That is the unfortunate part. You look at Jimmy Butler, 31% is not bad. Jrue Holiday, 34% is all right. Pretty average. Spencer Dinwiddie, you got to shoot the ball a little bit better than that. Jeremy Grant, my goodness, let's not even talk about that. Anyways, here we go. Let's go ahead, simulate the play-in, and see who our matchup is. It's going to be the Orlando Magic, who still have Joel Embiid as their starting center, along with Harrison Barnes. Okay, so we are winning Game 1 here. Game 2, also winning that. Game 3, can we get the sweep? No, we can't. I need to stop saying that before we get a sweep. Maybe that way we'll actually get one. Matched up against the Cleveland Cavaliers in round 2. They still have Anthony Davis on the roster. They got Josh Hart. They got Justice Winslow, who's actually turning into somewhat of a star player, unlike what happened in real life with him. Roy Hibbert still in the league. J.J. Hickson still in the league. Off the bench, my goodness, he's got to be, 32 years old. Okay. Andre Iguodala, Festus Ezeli. They got an interesting lineup, that's for sure. Let's go ahead and get things started here. Winning game 1, losing game 2 on... Okay, come on. Can we at least win in 5 maybe? There we go. Matched up against the arch nemesis, Indiana Pacers. They don't have Dante Green, though, it looks like. He is finally off this team. Perhaps we can catch a break and finally make the finals again. Paul George is starting small forward. They got Domantas Sabonis and Steven Adams. So it's still a good team, even without Dante Green. Over on the other end, it's the Denver Nuggets, who, by the way, Carmelo Anthony, still in the league at 36 years old, 86 overall. They got D'Lo, they got PJ Washington, Jarrett Allen. Nerlens Noel is looking pretty solid off the bench. Yeah, they got a decent team. And then the Sacramento Kings, let's not forget about them either. Tyreke Evans, still in the league and playing. I don't know if he's a star player, but he's contributing. They got DeMarcus Cousins on the Kings too still. Let's go. All right. Yeah, this Kings team's looking pretty nice. But, I mean, by far, our team is the most stacked and the most underwhelming as far as expectations every single year. So let's hope we can actually do something this time. And right now, tied 1-1, going up 2-1. Come on, let's make it happen. There we go. We made it to the NBA Finals, matched up against D'Lo, Carmelo, and the Denver Nuggets. Jokic versus his former team. And we are up 1-0, 2-0. Oh, this is looking good. Please, let's get the sweep. There we go. Nikola Jokic is your Finals MVP, and the Hornets get their second NBA championship. Aaron Aflalo finally getting another championship, and he's looking, or is this his first championship? Oh yeah, it's his second one. He's been with the team for a while now. He's looking to ride off into the sunset, getting a second ring. And here we go, the moment of truth, the draft lottery. Can we get the first pick? And my bad, earlier I said we had equal odds at the first round pick, or for the first pick in the draft, but it's actually the top or the worst 3 teams that have the best odds. Still pretty good odds. And we fall. We fall to 6th. That is, it's not ideal, but at least we will still get a solid player nonetheless. Okay, so this draft is interesting because Jalen Suggs is currently projected as the #1 overall pick. Now, I mean, this draft was known to be a bit weak, but my goodness, I just don't remember it being this bad. Cade Cunningham, he was the #1 overall in real life, I believe, if I remember correctly. Evan Mobley, obviously really good. Josh Giddey, Jalen Green, Jonathan. Yeah, I mean, there's some good players in this draft, don't get me wrong. It's just, man, I was kind of hoping for a little bit better. And, of course, we also have our own pick later in the draft. We could get a Cam Thomas or a Quentin Grimes. Or, a Şengün. Şengün could possibly be available late. That's interesting. Okay, so here we go. At #1, Evan Mobley going to the Phoenix Suns. Josh Giddey going #2 to the Memphis Grizzlies. Cade Cunningham going #3 to the Raptors. Scotty Barnes going #4 to the Pistons. Jalen Suggs, who is projected as the first pick, going #5 to the Mavericks. And now we are up next, and we have some trade offers, which, yes, I would very much like to view them. See what we can get here. So far, not a lot of great offers. The Clippers offering a 2023 first and a 20... Wait, what is this? Okay. Look, I mean, you know, Jimmy Butler has not exactly been outstanding, but I don't think this trade's worth it. Jonathan Gomez, auto-generated player, not really interested in him. Yeah, most of these trades aren't looking too hot. I'm not sure how good the Jazz are. Tyreke Evans. No, I'm good. Chris Middleton with the Los Angeles Lakers. That would be an okay pick. Jalen Suggs, who's projected as the #1 pick. We don't need him, though. He doesn't really fit the team. Yeah, I'd say at this point I'm not really interested in any of these offers. Let's go ahead and take a look at our roster as it currently stands. We're pretty set at the point guard position right now, assuming we can extend Drew Holiday. And shooting guard also pretty solid. You know, Jimmy Butler, I'm sure he'll still be relevant for at least the next couple years. We could draft a shooting guard. That might not be bad. Luka. We still got Luka and Kawhi at the forward position. Now, power forward, that's really where we could use some depth because Jeremy Grant and Pascal Siakam, neither of them have really blossomed into the player that we were hoping. And then we're just fine at the center position. So really, a power forward is our first choice. And I would say shooting guard is the second choice. So let's see what we got here. Franz Wagner, he could fill in at the power forward. That's definitely definitely could happen there. Chris Duarte, not really interested. Oh, Jalen Green. Now Jalen Green, in real life, his percentages aren't the best. I did just say, shooting guard, we could use a shooting guard, but I don't know. I'm not sure that Jalen Green and his play style really fits with this team. I'm more leaning towards Franz Wagner, especially looking at that height. Really liking the height. Yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards him. So actually, yeah, let's go ahead and take Franz Wagner. I feel like he's more of a system player, which is what we need. We don't really need someone with the ball in their hands. We got too many guys that need the ball in their hands at this point. Jalen Green goes next to the Celtics, and the Celtics also pick up Kuminga. And then that's it. We don't have any more picks for this draft, so we'll go ahead sim to the end. Okay, so we'll sign Franz Wagner, and then team and player options. Of course, Luka on the last year of his rookie contract, and so we'll need to extend him. LeBron James, the Miami Heat have been so irrelevant for so many years. He's stuck around. He loves Miami, loves the weather, loves the partying. Miami, it's nice weather, great food. Why not, I guess, right? I mean, could have gone to the Lakers, but could have gone to Cleveland, win them the championship. But this is rewriting history, and LeBron stayed with Miami this whole time. He's finally declining his player option. He's 36 years old, and he wants a ring desperately. It's too bad we probably cannot afford to sign LeBron James because that would be quite the timeline. Okay, we're going to extend qualifying offers to Dante DiVincenzo and Justin Jackson. And then looking at our roster right now, we currently have 12 players on the roster. So, we have some names we need to add to this team. And yeah, we can't afford LeBron James. Taking a look at the progression, Kawhi is down to a 92, Luka up to a 92, Jokic sitting at a 90, Kyrie at a 90, and oh my goodness, Devin Booker regressed? Are you kidding me? At 25 years old? Kind of surprised by that. Franz Wagner starts out at an 80 overall for this team. Jimmy Butler a 79, so I guess we found the Jimmy Butler replacement for when he retires or regresses too much to be able to contribute much. Zubac's up to a 77. Drew Holiday starting to regress already, but he's still going to be a great backup point guard. Thomas Bryant going up a little bit, and that is it. We signed Buddy Hield. He's been shooting very well from 3 in recent seasons, so I thought, hey, why not add him to the roster? And then we signed Carlos Boozer as a veteran presence for this team. Andre Iguodala was available as like a 78 or 79 overall, but his shooting percentages hadn't been great, to be honest. We just need veteran presence on this team. We don't really need any more, we got plenty of role players. It's just some bad luck with some of the simulations, but we did just win the championship, so at least we got that. Starting lineup is going to be the same: Kyrie, Devin Booker, Luka, Kawhi, and Nikola Jokic. Off the bench, we got the rookie Franz Wagner as the 6th man. We got Jimmy Butler, Drew Holiday, and Zubac. And then, of course, we got some other guys to round things out. And something I realized I forgot to do, because 2K is notorious for not reminding you, I did not extend Luka in the offseason, which is when you're supposed to. They don't give you a reminder. I hope they change that for next year's My NBA mode in 2K25. But yeah, we're stuck potentially not getting Luka back. We'll just have to see. We're going to have to compete with other teams. He's going to be an unrestricted free agent, so things are going to be a little bit difficult on that front. We'll just have to see how it goes. Nikola Jokic, another MVP. Josh Giddey, Rookie of the Year with the Memphis Grizzlies. Kawhi, another Defensive Player of the Year award. And then Coach of the Year, once again, Corey Craig with the Charlotte Hornets. 64 wins on the season, another 60-win regular season. The Pistons are right behind us, though, 62 wins in the Eastern Conference. And looking at the All-NBA teams, Jokic All-NBA first team, Luka All-NBA second team, no Hornet on All-NBA third team, Kawhi All-Defensive first team, And there you have it. All rookie teams. I don't see Franz Wagner, unfortunately. He wasn't able to get it done, but that's okay. So as far as the standings go, yes, again, we got the 60-plus win season. Looking at the West, oh my goodness, the West is so bad. It's incredible how bad the West is. It's really just flip-flopping the narrative here in real life. The Eastern Conference is unstoppable. The Western Conference is just getting pushed over year after year. Luka is the leading scorer on this team with 22 points per game, 9.5 rebounds, 7 assists. Pretty similar stats to Jokic, just a little bit short on the rebounds and assist numbers. So I'm wondering where he finished in MVP voting. Jokic with 22, Kyrie with 20, Kawhi with 18, Devin Booker with 17, Jimmy Butler with 9, Zubac. He's doing okay. Franz Wagner, pretty solid for his rookie season, and given the fact that he's not able to get a whole lot of playing time, no starter minutes are going to be available to him. Drew Holiday getting it done with assists and steals off the bench. And of course, taking a look at that three-point percentage on this team, it has significantly improved beyond the starting lineup. We now have Drew Holiday shooting 42% from three. We got Buddy Hield 66% from three. First round matchup is Chris Paul and the Brooklyn Nets. Outside of Chris Paul and Dylan Brooks, this team's not that good. We should be able to handle this pretty easily. I'd imagine a sweep is potentially in the... Oh my goodness. No sweeps for us. We're up 3-1, up 4-1. There you go. We've moved on to the second round to go up against the Washington Wizards that still have Zach LaVine and Zion Williamson and Andre Drummond. Quite the interesting starting lineup, but I do think we should have the edge over everyone. It's just every time I've said that, especially when we get the Eastern Conference Finals, things do not go our way as we are matched up now against the 62-win Detroit Pistons, who have none other than the former Charlotte Hornet Klay Thompson. They got DeJounte Murray, they got Jason Tatum, Scotty Barnes, Mitchell Robinson. We traded Klay to get depth on this team, and here we are. We'll see if it paid off. Going up against Klay himself, and it's tied 1-1 to start the series, now going up 3-1. And there you have it, winning in 5 games to move on to the NBA Finals. Jokic gets the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander leading the Pelicans, getting the Western Conference Finals MVP. This Pelicans team also has Luke Kennard, Jonathan Isaac, Kyle Kuzma, and Rudy Gobert. They have a pretty well-rounded starting lineup, I would say. And outside of that, though, not a whole lot to show. This should be a sweep. They don't really have a significantly outstanding player at this point in any of those players' careers. And I spoke too soon. I spoke way too soon. It's a tied series, 2-2. Hornets go up 3-2. It's going to a Game 7. Unbelievable. Hold on. Oh, I didn't get a chance to check to see if we had any injuries. But nonetheless, here we are, Game 7 of the 2022 NBA Finals. Hornets kind of up early, but my goodness. Okay, here we go. Pelicans are taking the lead. They have a double-digit lead with 3 minutes left in the game. And wow. Unbelievable. Luke Kennard of all people, getting 26 points in Game 7 of the NBA Finals to close out the Charlotte Hornets with a superstar-studded lineup. And Kyle Kuzma. And look at this. They're both 79 overall. Unbelievable. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander had a good game as well. 6 of 12 from the field. A double-double. But what in the world? Oh my goodness. The simulations, man. They are rough. Luka wins Finals MVP even though the Hornets lost the series. And I didn't look at the playoff stats last season, but here we go. This is the playoff stats for our unfortunate ending to the season. Kyrie with 21 points per game. Luka putting up some stellar stats. Jokic as well, just not scoring as much as he did in the regular season. Devin Booker playing through an injury. I'd like to say that was the reason we lost, but I mean, come on. Look at this starting lineup. Unbelievable. I cannot believe this. After talking about how weak the Western Conference is, and they go ahead and win this 1-7. That is quite the Cinderella run. Unbelievable performance. Carlos Boozer misses out on a chance to get a ring with the Charlotte Hornets. Of course, he got a couple championships with the Chicago Bulls earlier in his career, so I guess he's not, going away from the game ringless, so to speak. Okay, the take foul rule is being introduced. We are currently 2 seasons away from the end of this rebuild, and we're actually going to simulate right through the draft here. We end up drafting Wendell Moore Jr. I'm really not too interested in him, if I'm being honest. I don't know what kind of trade value he has. And then there's random generated player Matthew Manning. So I guess we'll sign our rookie here. Team and player options, we have none. And like I had mentioned before, we accidentally forgot to extend Luka last season. We're going to extend the qualifying offer. He is a restricted free agent. So we need to make sure that if we're able to get him for another year here, we need to extend him ASAP. I don't know if the game lets you extend him right away or not. Let's go ahead though. We're going to extend the qualifying offers. And actually, let's just right out the gate. I take that back. We'll have the opportunity to match, or at least we should. So let's proceed forward with that. Oh, and Klay Thompson also available, but we really do not have any cap space. Luka is prepared to accept an offer from the Rockets. We're given the opportunity to match, so we will do just that. And he will be coming back to the Charlotte Hornets. Yep, there he is. Okay, so we still got our big five lineup here. We got Franz Wagner and Jimmy Butler off the bench, and we have some roster spots to fill. So we're gonna be looking for some spots here. So we don't need a backup center at this point. We're pretty solid there. A backup power forward once again would be kind of nice. How's Bertans shooting? It's not too bad. Could be worse. We got Draymond Green available. Cam Johnson. He has not been shooting any three-pointers here early in his career. He's still got room to improve. We might take a chance on Cam Johnson. Why not? Okay, back to the player progression. Luka is now our highest-rated player at a 93 overall. Kawhi at a 90 now. Jokic at a 90. Kyrie at an 89. Devin Booker an 85. Franz Wagner up to an 82. Jimmy Butler continuing to regress. He's a 78. Zubac is a good backup center at 77. Dante DiVincenzo, who came off an 18-point per game season last year. I think that must have been off like one game played. Has to be, right? 36 games played. Oh, wait. Oh, this is his per 36. Oh, my goodness. Forget that. Yeah, whatever. We got Dante DiVincenzo. Drew Holiday is regressing like crazy. I'm not even sure we're that interested in keeping him around anymore, but we'll see. We do need to trade one player. I signed on 16, a little bit too much. We got Rondo on as a veteran presence on this team. Yeah, so maybe we'll trade Siakam. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards here. Not expecting a whole lot of great offers, and at this point, we're near the end of the rebuild. So, I mean, like a 2024 draft pick doesn't really mean much for us because, yeah, it doesn't mean anything. So we'll just go ahead and do this trade because why not? Same starting lineup as last season and the same 6th man, 7th man, 8th man. We got Dante DiVincenzo now getting playing time over Drew Holiday, who has regressed significantly. We're at the contract extension deadline, and we're just going to go ahead and extend everyone at this point. We don't really care for how much. We're just going to make it work for whatever they want as far as their contract values. We're just trying to get through this season and the next season, and that will be the end of this rebuild. Another 60-plus win season in the books. However, this time Jokic is not getting the MVP award. It will be Ben Simmons from the Houston Rockets. He is still performing at a high level. Chet Holmgren, the Rookie of the Year for the Phoenix Suns. Bol Bol, 6th Man of the Year. Joel Embiid, Defensive Player of the Year. So we're no longer getting those awards that we once were before, except we did get Coach of the Year for Corey Craig. And the Pistons are tied with us at the top of the conference, so we are going to have the 2 seed. And looking at the All-NBA teams, Jokic nowhere to be found on the All-NBA first team. He will be on the All-NBA second team right there with Luka. No one on the All-NBA third team for the Charlotte Hornets. And then Kawhi's on the all-defensive second team this year. The West looking a little bit stronger this year. They do at least have one team with 50-plus wins, and that is none other than the Dallas Mavericks with Markelle Fultz, who is actually quite a decent player this time around in his career. They have this auto-generated player, Courtney Bowen. They got Jackson Hayes, Domantas Sabonis, OG Anunoby. So they have a pretty solid starting lineup. They got a good bench as well. And then if we look over at the Eastern Conference, once again, it's that stacked lineup from the Detroit Pistons. These are quite easily the 2 best teams in the NBA, the Detroit Pistons and the Charlotte Hornets. And if we look at the stats here, Luka is the leading scorer on this team, 22 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists. Jokic's got 20 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists. Devin Booker's out for the season with a dislocated left patella. That probably hurts our final chances. Kyrie's day-to-day with a hip injury, but he should be okay to go. Kawhi is there. It's a good thing we have some other players to fill in the gaps with Devin Booker being out. That, of course, being Jimmy Butler, Dante DiVincenzo, and Franz Wagner. If we go ahead and look at the three-point percentages again, it is just a glorious sight to see, but does it actually translate to anything? We'll just have to find out, as we are matched up against the Philadelphia 76ers with John Morant, KCP, and Wendell Carter Jr. It's quite an interesting team. We're up 1-0 to start the series, and it looks like we... okay, we're not going to sweep again. My goodness. Oh, no. Oh, do not blow a 3-0 lead. Okay, there we go. Round 2, the Miami Heat are finally back in the playoffs after it looks like LeBron left them. Oh, that's something I need to check. Where did LeBron end up going? We did not take a look at that. LeBron James is on the Boston Celtics, wearing number 4. That's really weird. Okay, so he's been on the Celtics the last 2 seasons, and the Celtics did not make the playoffs. Wow, what a complete game changer in LeBron's career here. Goes from 4 finals wins to pretty much no finals appearances throughout his entire career. Talk about rewriting history. This Miami Heat team, they have De'Aaron Fox, Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gay, Jaren Jackson Jr., Bam Adebayo. I mean, that's a pretty solid starting lineup. Rudy Gay, of course, towards the end of his career, though. He's 36 years old. He's not quite a star player anymore. And we start to get things going here. Up 2-0 early in this series, and we are going to sweep. Okay, there you go. Matched up against the Detroit Pistons, to no one's surprise. On the other side of things, the 7-seed Memphis Grizzlies with Killian Hayes and Josh Giddey making the Western Conference Finals. They still have Marc Gasol, who's now 38 years old, still beasting. They got a lot of bigs on this team. Okay, here we go. Detroit winning Game 1, winning Game 2. My goodness. Oh, my goodness. Oh, no. Look, I blame it on the fact that Devin Booker's not playing. That's our excuse. That's the excuse. Jason Tatum getting the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. And then if we go ahead and simulate the playoffs, the Pistons are getting a championship. DeJounte Murray, the Finals MVP. Congrats to Klay Thompson. Looks like the trade is worked out in his favor so far. LeBron is going to retire a Boston Celtic. Carmelo retiring a Denver Nugget. And we got Rondo, who he's not really riding off in the sunset, more like riding off in disappointment. Rudy Gay's retiring. A lot of big names retiring now that are not necessarily retired in real life. Although this is going to the 23-24 season. So yeah, LeBron does not retire at this point in real life, but some of these other players definitely do. Tyrese Thomas still sticking around. And Rodney Stuckey too. Yeah, some of these guys sticking around longer than they do in real life. That is pretty interesting. Isaiah Thomas retiring a Chicago Bull. And of course, in the last season of this rebuild, a lot of rule changes here to be had. And in the last year of our rebuild, Corey Craig has turned down our offer after winning Coach of the Year for several years. He will go to coach the Chicago Bulls. Oh my. Okay, who do we have available for a head coach at this point? We have Harold Ryder, who doesn't have any offers right now. We'll go ahead and extend one to him. Okay, and he's gone ahead and accepted. We are going to simulate straight to the rookie signing. We drafted a Douglas Walton. I don't know who that guy is. We're not keeping him. Team and player options, Franz Wagner. We got a team option to extend to him. And then Chris Paul at 38 years old has declined his player option. That is pretty shocking, actually. If we go ahead and look at some of the contracts here, is there anyone to extend? Okay, hold up. We got to get past all this first. Qualifying offer extended to Dante DiVincenzo. And now I believe, yes, we can see contract extensions. Kawhi will resign, then sure. Oh my goodness, hold up. You do not have enough room under the hard cap. This is what I was afraid of. I don't know how much lower we need to go. Goodness, I don't think we can do it. We can't do it. Oh my. Well, good thing this is the last year of the rebuild. We do not have enough cash on hand to re-sign. Oh, can we can get Devin Booker though, right? Okay, he's accepted. Perfect. Can we get Jeremy Grant for a minimum? Yes, we can. So the only player that we're having trouble extending, hold on. Yes, okay, so we cannot extend Kawhi Leonard's contract. You know what? It is what it is. The fact that we can't, can we do it in like 3 years, 2 years, 1 year extension? No. How low do we have to go? That's the question here. How low do we have to go? I don't know. All right. Well, we're at the last year anyways. Doesn't really matter. Okay, player progression. Luka is now up to a 95 overall. Jokic sitting at a 90. Kyrie sitting at an 89. Kawhi down to an 88. Franz Wagner up to an 83. So yeah, we got a solid team. Luka is very clearly the best player on this team now. And where's Devin Booker? He's at an 84. But he's still injured, so that's why he's listed all the way towards the bottom, but that is A-okay. Jimmy Butler still regressing. Joakim Noah we signed on as a veteran presence, as well as Seth Curry on this team. Last year of the rebuild, Kyrie starting at the 1. Dante DiVincenzo starting at the 2? What? We really wouldn't put Jimmy Butler in over Dante DiVincenzo. Interesting. Okay, Luka at the 3, Kawhi at the 4, Jokic at the 5, even like Franz Wagner too. Oh my goodness. All right, Franz Wagner's 6th man. Zubac, we got Jimmy Butler, Joakim Noah, and that's our rotation. Luka Doncic winning the MVP award, getting the MVP back in Charlotte. 24 points, 9.5 rebounds, 8 assists, 1.5 steals, and a block per game. I do not recognize this player as Rookie of the Year, auto-generated player. We got Trae Young still getting 6th man. Giannis gets Defensive Player of the Year. Darius Garland on the Warriors getting Most Improved. Zion's still contributing hard. And then we have, this is not the coach is this the coach I hired? All right, this is the coach we hired. Sorry, Corey Craig. You should have come back to Charlotte instead of going to Chicago. Coach of the Year, 58 wins on the season, and also getting Executive of the Year. Luka is the only Hornet to be on the All-NBA first team. No one on the All-NBA second team. No Charlotte Hornet on the All-NBA third team. And then for the All-Defensive teams, we have no participants on the first or second All-Defensive teams. And same with the rookie teams, of course, because we do not have a rookie on the roster. So how close to second place, you ask? The Cleveland Cavaliers, 54 wins in the Eastern Conference. Now the conferences are starting to look a little bit more evenly matched, I would say. Luka's the only player on the team averaging more than 20 points per game, of course, because all these other players kind of have to spread the wealth. And it looks like Luka has kind of taken charge as being the primary player on this team. He's the leader. Kyrie Irving with 7 assists still, despite him not being the primary guy on this team. We got some great contributions off the bench from Zubac, Jimmy Butler, Dante DiVincenzo, Franz Wagner, and then Drew Holiday is still getting some assists off the bench, even though he is not really the player that he is currently in real life. And I think he's more like an 85 overall right now for the Boston Celtics in the 2023-2024 roster. So he did not progress in the same way. That is okay for us. We still have a great lineup. And in the first round, we will be going up against the Orlando Magic once again. They still got Joel Embiid. They got Paolo. Look at that. They ended up getting Paolo Banchero. So that's pretty cool. They got Aaron Gordon on the team. So yeah, there you go. Some players that ended up on the Magic in real life, ending up on the Magic in this rebuild. And we got the sweep. I held myself back from saying we might get the sweep or not get the sweep. We're matched up against the Boston Celtics. They got Jalen Green, Jonathan Kuminga still. They also have Mitchell Robinson. Otherwise, the rest of the roster, they got Peyton Pritchard on there. Winning game 1, winning game 2. Can we get the sweep here? I said it. 2K heard me. I don't know how they heard me, but they heard me. And we end up winning this one in 5, going up against the Washington Wizards. They still got John Wall. They got Zach LaVine, Zion Williamson. John Wall's got to be pretty old now. Yeah, 33. Not that old, I guess. It's just in real life he's not really on a roster at this point. They still got Andre Drummond, an 88 overall, who's just absolutely knocking it out of the park. All right, here we go. The Wizards winning game 1. We end up winning game 2, though, and it looks like, okay, here we go, 2-2. I thought maybe we'd run away with it, but we are not. It's now going to a game 7 in Charlotte against the Washington Wizards. And, ooh, so far so good. We are taking a great early lead here, up by nearly 20 points. And, yeah, it looks like we're going to run away with this thing. Markelle Fultz, Western Conference Finals MVP. Luka, the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. And the finals is going to be Luka against the Dallas Mavericks, who still have a lot of those same players. Markelle Fultz, Jalen Suggs, OG Anunoby, Domantas Sabonis. And let's see what we can get done here. Winning the first 2 games. Can we get the sweep? And yes, we do. On the last season of this rebuild, Luka Doncic getting the Finals MVP, 29.5 points per game, 8 rebounds, 8.5 assists, 2 steals, and a block, shooting over 50% from 3. Finishing things off with 3 NBA championships, 5 NBA Finals appearances. Looking at the history of the MVP award, of course, Nikola Jokic won the MVP 5 seasons in a row from 2018 to 2022, and then Luka for the Charlotte Hornets getting it in the last season of the rebuild in 2024. Defensive Player of the Year, Dwight Howard of the Charlotte Bobcats getting it in 2014, and then Kawhi got his first Defensive Player of the Year in 2016, and then went on to get 4 consecutive Defensive Players of the Year awards with the Charlotte Hornets 2019 to 2022. Of course, we had some All-NBA appearances and All-Defensive Team appearances mixed in there as well, mostly, of course, consisting of Nikola Jokic, recently Luka Doncic, and then mixed in there as well is some Kyrie Irving appearances, Kawhi Leonard appearances, and I believe Klay Thompson may have gotten it once. And of course, can't forget the Coach of the Year award, Corey Craig, getting it 4 years in a row, 2016 to 2019, and then another 3-year run, 2021 to 2023. He went on to coach the Chicago Bulls after the 2023 season, in which Harold Ryder, the new coach, got Coach of the Year with the Charlotte Hornets in 2024. Kawhi Leonard led the league in steals per game in 2018, 2019, 2022, and 2023. And then again, for the past championships, let's go ahead and take a look at the history here. Of course, LeBron James never winning an NBA championship. Crazy rewrite of history there. The Charlotte Hornets get their first NBA championship in 2016, sweeping the Oklahoma City Thunder with Kawhi Leonard getting the Finals MVP. Of course, then the next Finals appearance would be in 2019 against the Portland Trail Blazers, in which Dame and LaMarcus Aldridge get the upset, winning in 6 games, 4-2. The Hornets then making it back to the Finals in 2021, sweeping the Denver Nuggets, Nikola Jokic against his former team, getting the Finals MVP. The following season in 2022, getting upset by the New Orleans Pelicans in 7 games. Luka Doncic, though, still getting Finals MVP despite the loss. And then in 2024, another sweep, Luka Doncic getting the Finals MVP versus the Dallas Mavericks. And that'll do it for this LeBron era to present day modern era rebuild. Click the video on the screen now for another NBA 2K rebuild video.